Sorry, I had to start my recorder. Last time on the Brave New World, the adventurers picked up their route way back to. Oh, I already forgot the name of the town. But no worries. As they got there, Thalion chose to try and. Oh, thank you, Carla. Casper's Ferry. Thalion chose to attempt to warn the town in hopes that they would prep themselves for an attack. But their response was much different than what he expected. Instead, they decided to tell the townsfolk and start a panic, planning to escape, but that idea was shot down as Thalion warned them that the route that they aimed to go was leading them to a slaughter. In attempts to still convince the townsfolk and the guard to stay within the borders and just watch for these signs, sadly to no avail. The next day, the town started departing using the ferry as the adventurers decided to make their own routes on land. Upon reaching the next town, they realized that the ferry was the quickest route, and some of the townsfolk had already made it there. They did what they could to speak with people and prep them, warning them of signs, not to travel at night, not to use light, and eventually headed out in the direction where they believed was the next meeting. Upon heading in that direction, they got aid from some of the ferrymen that took them across the water. The next town that they found, they were only elderly. They found out that it was because most of the younger folk had fled already. Upon offering their assistance, they were told about a child who was alone, who had escaped some carnage. Thalion turned to Valeria, asking if she could speak to the child, that she might have the best luck. Upon doing so, the kid took to Valeria and started leading her to a house that he was allowed to stay in. The group slowly followed. As Valeria continued speaking with them, it was suddenly revealed that the one who he claimed caused the carnage in this old town was indeed the man that they met earlier in their adventure with the eye patch. A lot of the adventurers were confused of this, though one was more intrigued. Not paying any mind as the kid attempted to cook a meal with Valeria's help, the adventurers continued with their night, all consuming the meal that was made. As the kid continued to talk, his words started making no sense. He was supposed to be afraid of scary stories, but he wanted to hear one. He wanted to hear Valeria's story. Before they knew it, everyone was dozing off, falling asleep because of something they ate. As they woke up, they could hear an old crone talking. It was suddenly apparent that everyone was smaller, childlike, as an old lady carried a child out of a cage. They always eat the cookies. What will happen to the adventurers? Find out now on the Brave New World.
Well done. I believe Carla did the recap last time, so go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration.
Jesus, Milo. God damn.
So again, you guys find yourself in a cool underchamber almost like a basement, though it's the smell of dirt and mud that sort of assail your nose, moldy straw. The bars of the cages that you guys are kept in are just freezing to the touch. As the footsteps upstairs thump, 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 with the floorboards creaking, sending dust tinkling down the last little bits of light that managed to peek through the cracks. What would you guys like to do?
I want to search.
In order to calm my nerves and center myself, considering I don't want to be a child again, I'm actually going to take a moment to cross my legs and pray to my lord, Osiris.
Who was making all that noise?
Guide him.
Chris?
Dog.
Chris, mute yourself.
I know, did you hear me through all that noise?
You're going to cross your legs and meditate and try to
Zirak,
send out a prayer.
Yes.
Zirak perks up at Valeria's comment and says, "Again? What do you mean again?" But in a little kid's voice.
I'm going to search myself for some type of key or something I can use to try and pick the lock.
And it's really hard currently where you're at the moment, Zirak, as you're hearing this voice of Valeria kind of panicking and whispering to herself, and in your cage, kind of clutched in the corner, is another small boy that's just kind of holding his knees close to his chin, and he's kind of shaking and crying. Leomor, and you look over, and you see a little girl sort of clutching a sort of broken and tattered teddy bear to her chest, her nightclothes torn, extremely dirty, like she's been here for a while. Her face and cheeks are sunken and sallow, pale white. Her hair has become almost like sort of clumped in dreadlocks, just from how oily and waxy they've become down here and unkept.
Mark, is there any light here?
There is no light down in this basement, except what little bit is filtering through, kind of giving you're able to kind of see a little bit with the ambient light within your cage itself, but then once you try to look outside, it just becomes way too dark. And it's a strange sensation that all of you guys are feeling. Your bodies feel heavy, your movements feel slow, like it feels like there's cotton in between your ears, in your head, kind of like if you've taken like NyQuil or like melatonin and you woke up early and you have that strange fuzzy feeling in your head where you're still tired but you're kind of awake.
I am going to try to shake the feeling off. Except a little girl, but I'll start calling out like, Valeria, Elise.
Valian, are you proficient in investigation?
No, I am proficient in survival, nature, perception, athletics, and...
Okay, what's your intelligence score?
0.
Okay, give me a d20, please. It's strange moving around with these faculties. You're used to more weight. There's definitely something missing that you can feel deep inside your chest. And it's that sensation of knowing that your cat isn't next to you. There's sort of this hole in your heart that you can kind of feel. And you dig around through the straw underneath. You don't find a key. You do manage to find what seems to be like slivers of wood, an odd, strange piece of metal that's kind of bent, almost like it was sheared off, and you see what seems to be bones.
So wait, real quick, the bottoms of this cage is actually made out of wood?
You have some wood, and it's mostly straw like, if you can imagine, like, you guys have been kind of thrown into dog kennels. These very
What?
like
Well, what I mean,
large steel dog kennels, and there's like a lining of straw underneath, but you can see that there's like some broken boards that have been kind of used as padding. There's like ripped and torn pieces of old moldy cloth, little bits of bone.
I would like to take ooh, I don't know.
is there a table near us? You said with cookies on it.
No, the cookies are in a plate inside the cage.
Oh, there's cookies inside the cage.
And you see that there is one wooden plate, and you see inside the wooden plate are 2 cookies.
So I wanna see, is there like a piece of bone that I find that's like the shape of maybe like a small dagger or something?
I'll say yes. You're able to find like, we'll say half of a broken arm bone that's maybe 6 inches in length and is kind of sharp on the end.
I wanna try to fashion that and hide that on myself.
Easy enough.
And then that
is this
piece of metal, I'm gonna see if I can try and use that on the lock.
Okay.
Is this something different from in my cage? I don't. The bars look different.
The bars are all the same. They're just set differently. But you can see that this is a top hatch.
Okay.
With your vision, as you were looking out, you were able to kind of see past there at the old woman as she walked by, and kind of, you got the last edges of it as she went to this far cage in the back corner where she opened up that top grate, and that's where she pulled out the child that she took upstairs.
So there's a lock on the grate then?
There is a lock on the grate.
Are we just in rags?
Your Drummond is wearing what seems to be a pair of tattered trousers, and a long sleeve shirt, and this very ratty woolen cloak with a hood. Something that he would wear, something that he wore when he was a child. You look to your left and you see a little girl, sort of tucked in the corner, and she's wearing this very extravagant looking but worn and ripped fine dining dress, something that nobility would wear.
That makes me think of
At
Valeria.
one point it was beautiful, but now it's just sort of ripped and muddied and dirtied and frayed.
I'll see if the little girl in my cage will respond by.
You can't see that little guy right there, Ken?
Will you ping it? No, I see nothing but black.
Really?
See black
Yeah,
too.
all I see is my cage. I see nothing else besides just me and Thalion.
Same. I
But
just
I should have dark vision.
Has sight. Has sight.
Yeah, dark vision will let you see in the dark as if it's dim light.
Huh, it's telling me you guys can see, so that's odd.
What you think?
Yeah,
I think what
all
you
I see is
did
a
is
black
you put a line there, so it's blocking our vision. If you would, like, you have to put it like in segments.
No, there's
bars.
no line there. I just want you guys to be able to see inside. Can you guys see inside your box?
And we can see inside the box.
No,
we just can't see.
I can't see inside my box. I just see a black.
I can see at least.
I could try to refresh and see if that changes anything, but
Oh, wait. Hold on, stay. There you go.
oh, now I can see.
I forgot this is an unbound token. It's not connected to your sheet. I apologize. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I can't see anything either. It's just a black square.
So I see the little boy in the cell with me now.
All I see is this Thalion. I see nothing outside the cell.
Hey, Mark, am I able to
there it is.
how big is this cage?
It's pretty big. Like, you can imagine it would hold like 4 large hounds.
Is it enough for me to stick my head through the bars?
Not your head. not with his horns.
Oh. Okay. Because I want to try to jump up and get onto the top bars, kind of pull myself up and I want to look around, see if I can find like maybe a set of keys hanging on a wall or something.
Okay.
I'm going to try to talk to the little girl by like slowly but surely like resting my hand on her shoulder, see if she responds.
Okay. She sort of, as you touch her, she kind of flinches, but she looks at you. And you can feel her visibly, like she's visibly trembling. You can feel her trembling. She's scared. Very scared. Thalion, go ahead and give me another D20 roll. Yeah, give me a D20 roll.
Did I hear everybody else?
Good. What's your dexterity modifier?
Sorry, I had to reopen my sheet. I don't know why it wouldn't close. 2.
Okay. What was that, Rudy?
I was just asking if I can hear everybody else in their cages.
You can hear those that are talking. Right now, you can hear across the way what sounds like Leomorn trying to speak to one of the to a little girl. You can hear far off a little bit of muffled whisper of another little girl that's sort of like whispering to herself.
Are we all here? Is everybody here? Who is here?
Yeah.
Zirak, as Rudy sort of speaks up, you see the boy sort of panic as his eyes sort of look. No, you have to be quiet. You have to be quiet. Let's come back down.
Who will come down?
The woman. The woman, she brings sweets, and then the ones that eat them, she takes them. We don't see them again.
Do I recognize this boy as the same boy that was with us the night before?
This is not that little boy. You can see he's probably age 7. His clothes are definitely torn, stained. He has a sort of mop of brownish hair on top of his head. Very skinny, malnourished.
Did we ever get the name of the boy that we talked to the night before?
You remember that his name was Berthold.
Okay, so that's where I'm going. I would lean down, kind of. He said to be quiet, so I would drop my voice into a whisper, and I would say, "Is Berthold here with us? Do you know him?"
I don't know. I was going to the river with my dad, and I saw something. I knew I shouldn't have went. I turned around and my dad was gone, and then I was here.
So, nobody brought you here?
I don't remember.
And how long have you been here?
I don't know. And he just starts kind of crying. And you can imagine that he's sort of kept in total darkness, so it's hard to track the time.
Right, I'm having the same sense in this cage with him. Like, I don't know how long I've been here already. It could have been days or hours. Well, I kind of put my hand on his shoulder and tell him, well, I think it'll be okay. I hear my friends. I know we're supposed to be quiet, but maybe I should call out just once.
And Leomorn, as you're sort of talking to the girl, she's, I want my mom, and she's just sort of crying, and as you sort of reach out for her shoulder, she kind of grabs your arm and just sort of wrenching at your clothes, as you can tell that she's very frightened. Thalion, after what seems like an eternity of sort of sticking your head up against the cold cage with your arms outside, you manage to find the lock hole, and you start twisting the metal a little bit until you find a satisfying, and you feel the lock give.
Mark, did I see any keys?
You can't see keys.
Okay.
Rovanian, I got the lock open.
I'm gonna help Thalion. I'll come up with my meditation and try to help Thalion to get out the hole. I'm sure I might have to lift him up or something.
Mark, I want to do a little test. I want to see if I still have my magic. I want to see if I could cast Mage Hand.
You
Okay.
can't. I tried that.
You concentrate. You can remember the incantation to do it. You can remember everything. There's nothing that's coming out.
Okay. Well,
And you sort of
I was,
you're trying to shake the fuzziness out of your head and just it's just not working.
my plan was maybe to see a set of keys and Mage Hand them to me, but if I can't do that,
All of you hear this audible click in the darkness. I assume, Thalion, you start pushing up your cage.
I'm helping him, like letting him on my back so he can try to get out. I'm sure he's not quite tall enough to get up there.
With a little bit of boost, you guys begin to hear this.
So I will slowly peek out and see if I can see the others.
You
Someone
peek out.
coming?
Can I jump up?
Give me one quick second.
Can I get up there at all, or?
see Valiant.
So you
That's a
peek
big-ass
out,
girl.
Thalion, and you see that here, you look at Valyria and sort of Droman kind of next to each other. You see Xerax sort of peering around, and this other small child sort of looking about. And the far end, you can see what seems to be Rudy and Elise speaking to each other. At least you recognize Elise, like her skin features are there, but there's this other girl with a tuft of long brown hair that you're just not quite sure. You're thinking it's her since you've been with her for a while, and this is very strange.
Am I able to get out of the cage on my own, or I need to like?
Oh, you're
help me
able to
out?
climb out. It's only like it's probably about 4 feet top. So I mean, like you guys were crunched inside. Like it wasn't like a holding cell. Like it was a very it was a crouched like.
Quietly look over here and see what's on this table.
Okay, so you're just gonna start looting, Thalion.
I'm not looting. I'm looking, not touching. I'm looking.
I'm gonna walk up and just kind of whisper into the cage that I see Droman and Valerian to start looking for like any metal shears in there in case I'm unsuccessful in picking this lock, and I'm gonna see if I can pick theirs.
Okay, give me a
Valeria.
20 with advantage. Rovanian, are you proficient in investigation?
No, I'm not proficient. No,
What is your intelligence modifier?
it's 0.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20.
Whenever you're right, well, the little girl's like
Jeez.
clinging to me as I'm trying to calm her down. I look around the cage for anything that could be useful.
Hey,
Leomorn, go ahead.
now?
Are you... Hold on, what was it?
Oh, I just lost connection. What was that?
Okay, Leomorn, give me a d20 roll. Are you proficient in investigation?
Let's see here. Damn it, no, I am not.
Okay, what's your intelligence modifier?
Plus one.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. Rovanian. Rovanian, you look around on the bottom. As you can kind of only see about 2 racks up as you're sort of going along, you can see that there are some jars. Some of them are clearly labeled molasses. You look further up and you see what seems to be a bunch of like drying herbs in boxes that smell of mushrooms.
Looking for a weapon, like a knife or anything, or any kind of tool that would be used, metal, anything.
You just don't find anything at the moment. Thalion, you sort of climb up a little bit and brace yourself against the cage and you start working on this lock, similar to how you found it before, and you manage to click this one.
Okay, as I get that one open, I say search for anything underneath the hay that you can use as a weapon. And then I'm gonna move to the next cell.
Leomorn, you find what seems
Blair
to
doesn't
be-
care. She's like, I'm getting out of here, and she just walks out of the.
Valeria, Valeria,
why-
I'm here.
how
Can you
did
help
she
me look
walk
through
out of
this
the cell?
stuff? Apparently, I'm blind.
So, okay, Valeria, in your panic to get out, I need you to give me a stealth check.
Oh dang. Okay. So I just rolled
Because-
a d20, right?
Because Stallion just popped the lock, and then you panicked and just pushed that thing up. So you're not proficient in stealth? Do you have a dexterity modifier?
Can I assist
No, I
her
have
as
zero.
as I see her
She blew
rushing out?
right by you as you
Yeah.
started digging in the bottom of the cage, as Stallion told you. What's your dex
I
mod?
just rolled a d20. My dex is a 0.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20. As you go up and you push the thing open and sort of climb out and land on the ground, Droman's street instincts immediately kick in, and almost without thinking, he looks up and reaches his hand up and catches the bar. And then he, 2 hands, begins to lower it slowly as Valeria is now sort of on the ground, sort of crawling out of a direction.
Am I digging for Stallion?
Search for any sharp wood, bone, metal.
Okay. Do I find anything?
Is Droman proficient in investigation?
I don't know where you are,
It-
Vanian. I can't see.
He is not.
I go out and get your hand. You can't see it all?
Valeria,
No,
you move
we
over
can't
as you're
see.
sort of following his voice, and you run smack into a staircase.
Yeah, she can't. She's a human. She can't see in the dark. So. Yep, Zarek and her and I don't know who else.
Did you open Droman's sheet?
Yeah, he is not. He is not proficient in investigation.
What's his intelligence modifier?
2.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
I turned to the little boy real quick, Mark, and did he tell me his name?
You
My luck.
you haven't asked yet. You
Okay,
asked about.
I told him my name was Zarak, and I say, don't fret, little boy. By the way, what's your name? I hear something going on out there, and it sounds like my friends are active. We'll just sit here in the dark and wait for them.
Zarek, is that you?
Everything will
that
be
sounds
fine.
like you.
Okay,
That must be.
my name's Quinn.
Zarek, is that you? That sounds like you. Must be you.
Of course it's me.
Okay, hang tight. Gotta try and pick this lock.
Fake Droman, you're coming up with piles of hay and what you probably think is some sort of like old shirt with some very disgusting stains on it. You're not able to find much at the bottom here at the moment.
Is there a bucket?
Not in your cage,
I was
which
gonna
is
say, get the
probably
bucket with the
why
handle.
why the hay smells very bad.
I
Leomorn,
quite.
go ahead, Chris. Okay. Leomorn, as you sort of dig through the cage trying to find something and sort of the behest of Thalion's advice, you dig around and there's just old scraps of cloth. You do find what seems to be some sharp pieces of wood that look like they've been like off of old steps that have broken and they've been kind of like torn off at an angle. But nothing really like metal that you can find or see or even bone.
Can I try to
Bloody hell.
climb on top of this thing so I get a better view?
Sure. What's your dex? Well, no.
Dex is 14.
What's your strength modifier
Usually
without
it's
the gloves?
15, so it'll be 2.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a d20 roll.
Like, oh, bloody hell. What? Nothing.
Okay, Thalion, you're just sort of struggling with this lock right here. The adrenaline's starting to kick in as more and more noise is kind of being made around you as people are moving around. You can hear Rovanian begin to climb up as you hear the wood creaking on what seems to be a shelf.
Guys, keep it down.
Okay,
So
Rovanian,
I'm
you
gonna-
climb up the first two shelves, and now you sort of do a pull-up, and now you're looking along, kind of straining on your tiptoes as you look about. You can see that now you're starting to get the idea that this particular shelf holds what seems to be oils, cooking and otherwise, and just seems to be a series of sundries, but yet there is no knife.
Okay, I like the oils. Is there a way I can get them down? I'm thinking about spreading them on the stairs.
Okay. Yep. You can definitely grab a hold of one and like gently lower it to the next shelf. Sort of climb down and then gently lower it to the next one until you're onto the ground. It's a jug of oil. It's probably
hearing-
like a gallon.
Hearing some of this clanging that's happening, I would call out. It only takes a spark, to make a little light, and then maybe some of us could help.
And as for Leo, you'll probably see Valeria and like slowly approach, like Valeria, it's me, Leo. Is trying to get closer to the cage edge.
Okay. Thalian, did you give up on Xerax?
I'm moving over to actually no, I'm gonna still try and get Xerax open.
Okay. Droman, are you hopping out of your cage?
I was gonna quietly open, and get out as quiet as I
The
can.
cage is open. You just need to climb out.
Okay. Do I need to make a check or anything?
Nope.
Is the lock still there?
The lock is still there.
Or what?
The lock is still there.
You cut out right at the very end.
He said the lock is still there.
The lock is
Okay,
still
thank you.
there.
You cut out again, but I thank you, Doug. Is the lock still lockable?
It is not. But it is a heavy
Once I
piece of
get
metal.
out, I'm gonna relock the cage.
Okay. You try to push it in, but the locking mechanism from Thalian using the large chunk of metal to open it doesn't allow it to spring and lock.
Okay. Hey, Valiant, let me have a hand at unlocking the cages. I am more proficient than you are.
Was the 15 good enough to get Xerax open, by the way?
The 15 after your first failure is a no.
Okay, I will hand it over to Droman to see if he has any better luck.
Okay, I had to refresh. Did you hand me the pick?
Yes. Well, I think it's just a metal shear.
Yeah,
It's a very crude, slender piece of metal that looks like it was torn off part of the cage and just kind of fallen underneath. It's almost like a piece of spare flat iron that's been cut off by a blowtorch that you'll see at like a welding yard. It's just kind of like this crude thing, but it ends in a point that's able to fit inside this largemouth lock.
Alright, and then I will start working on the lock for Xerac.
Okay, go ahead and just give me a d20 roll.
D20 roll?
Yep.
So once you investigate once and don't do very well, you can't keep looking.
Fuck! God!
He is expertise in this.
I have a +9 to sleight of hand.
Okay, that's you
This
need a
is
10.
my
as-
curse as a player.
You as Droman
I can't
only
make
need a
checks to
10.
save my life.
So, Rovanian, you have successfully coated like the bottom 5 stairs with the oil.
Okay.
Oh,
Zirak, your cage unlocks. Droman steps away as he starts to sort of lift the cage up and gently set it.
Alan, can you try looking at this bench over here? I got what I found useful, but maybe there's more things there I didn't find.
I turn back to Quinn and I say, see? I told you, just be patient. If you're quiet, maybe we can get out of here. Come with me.
Do I have to?
Sorry, Mark, you cut out on me too. What did you...
He says, do I have to?
Well, no one's forcing you, but wouldn't you rather be free than risk being eaten?
But she's out there.
Or worse?
Alan,
Well, I
look
got
at
you.
the- look at the stuff.
I got you out of the cage. Perhaps I can keep you safe out there as well. My friends and I.
You promise?
is the cage unlocked?
The cage is unlocked.
Okay.
I give you my word, Quinn.
Okay. And he'll start to move over by you and climb.
In one of the open cages, I'm able to like pry up some of the wood and use like a club or something. Quietly.
Quiet.
I gotta rip the cage apart.
I go.
So
I go
it's
over
not.
and I
There's
work
not
on,
like. There's not like lining. There's not like wooden planks down there. They're just old, broken pieces of board that look like they've been kind of thrown in there. So you can grab a chunk that's feasible, but I mean, it's. You can just tell by the smell of the hay, like the mold, how squishy the wood is. Like it's not exactly the world's strongest stuff because it's down in a very cold, dank place. So it's probably quite moist and not as firm as it once was.
Okay, listening to Rovanian, I moved over to the table he was searching. I'm gonna take a look at it as well.
So it's not a table. It's a very tall shelf. Face value from what you can see looking at it, you can see the stuff on the first two. You heard Rovanian having to climb to get to the other ones, but from what you can see on the first two rows as you sort of look over it, you see what seems to be a bunch of kitchen sundries and things that need to be stored in a cool place. You see like mushrooms. There are sort of buckets of potatoes, but this strictly here looks to be like a produce shelf that's kept in a cold cellar.
I'm going to, since it all everything on the shelf or just the one I'm in front of is produce.
I mean, if you want to try to climb those shelves, you're more than welcome.
Can
to
I help
ascend
him?
to the top. You are currently in a cage searching for wood.
You said it was all moldy.
You're nowhere close to him as he's. You guys are doing this simultaneously.
I will go and we'll start working on Rubella and Elise's cage.
Give me a d20 roll with advantage.
Advantage?
With advantage, since you
Yes.
now know how the mechanism works after your first successful pop.
A 3 was a success? Holy hell. Oh,
With
please.
his expertise and his dexterity mod, as Drummond is a street urchin who's been stealing and picking locks for a long time. Which is why I was hoping Brad was going to be here for this.
No,
With your 11, Rudy, Elise, you guys hear a click, and the bars start to raise as you see a young, red-skinned tiefling boy in ratty clothes outside, lifting the top of the cage very slowly.
are these people still locked in here?
Truman?
Martin, are you guys still locked? Is that cage still locked? If so, I'm gonna pick it.
Valiant, what are you going to do?
Until I get some assistance with climbing, because I heard the creak before, I'm going to take some of those potatoes, because those could be throwing objects.
Okay. Drummond, go ahead and give me a roll. D20 with advantage again.
Okay, I'm back now. I'll help Dalian climb.
Okay. Valiant, roll a D20 with advantage. Okay. Getting the boost, you're able to climb up and support yourself a lot easier, and you look around the top two shelves, and you can see that there are like jars of grease, jars of oil, just more baskets of like dried herbs, things like that. Like it's like a pantry.
I'm not sure any of this is going to help us. It's just herbs and food.
You see like herbs and spices and stuff there, but no pots and pans, no knives, nothing like that.
It's a wooden shelf, you said?
Two people spoke at once. What was that, Christopher?
Okay, Chris Matthews, go.
It's a wooden shelf, you said?
It is a wooden shelf, piled high with stuff on it.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm thinking.
Okay, is Leomorn and this other girl still locked in their cage?
Yes.
Yep.
Take the lock.
Give me a D20 with advantage, like I told you before. Okay, even with the 6. The 6 plus his natural modifiers, even as a child who's very good at this, you're able to pop the lock and open up.
There you go. You guys are good.
What? Droman? Is that you?
Yes, it's me.
I knew it. The moment I saw that whole thing, never mind. I'll talk about it later. And I'll go over to the little girl. It's like, okay, now look, I know you're scared, but we're gonna get out of here, okay?
This little boy with me said that someone might come down here and take someone, and that they never come back. So we should keep our actions quiet as we can.
You mentioned to the group that I trapped the bottom 5 steps of the stairs with oil, so please avoid that if you try climbing the stairs.
I whisper over to...
I was gonna say, hey, can you help me see? I can't see anything.
I haven't found anything to make fire or anything like that. We can try, and it's wet hay and things.
I mean, as you guys look up at the floorboards, you can see that there's light coming from upstairs.
Do you guys want me to sneak to the top of the stairs to see what I see?
Sure,
Yes, that
just
sounds
avoid the
like
oil.
a great idea.
Just to the top of the stairs.
Not oil. Oil.
Let's just watch the oil.
Yeah, I was gonna watch. He said the first 5 steps, so I was going to very carefully try stairs as quietly.
What's Drummond's strength modifier?
Oh fuck me! He has a -1 strength modifier.
Give me a D20 roll as you try to avoid these steps.
Can I help him try to get past the steps?
He's already doing this, so like,
And
you
these
guys just can't call out, I help him if you're not close to what they're doing.
Okay. Well, I'm already doing it. My rolls have been shitty. Yay!
17 is enough. You almost get to the 4th step and slip, but you catch yourself as like your legs split apart and you're kind of bracing yourself as you grab onto one of the dry steps and kind of crawl over.
One of the Home Alone scenes where the frozen ice and whatnot.
Yeah, it's when he like braces his feet against the side walls and he stops moving.
Are these cabinets?
Those
Or
are
drawers?
cabinets.
I'll look through these now.
Mark, do I need to make a stealth roll to go up? Because I'm trying to be as very quiet as I can as well.
I need a stealth roll from you now.
So do another
Straight up stealth? Or do you want me to make a D20 roll? Stealth.
I need a D20 roll. But I know he's proficient in stealth, and he has a good dexterity. The proficiency numbers are different. Okay, you don't really know if it's just you or the stairs are just creaking. As you sort of slowly make up. Immediately as you begin to step up, it is the smell of cooking food and baked goods and breads. As you make your way up, you look, and over the coal fires on a stove, as you sort of peek over, it looks to be a very delectable piece of roasting meat that's spinning on its own on top of a spit. The fat dripping into what looks to be a large cast iron pot with a wooden spoon inside. There are candles all over the cooking area, and you see bags of flour sort of spilled out next to rolling pins, a wooden spoon. You see what seems to be a cheese board with a big old wheel of cheese and a small knife.
Okay, I set it to the top of the stairs, and I'm going to. I can't tell what the hunk of meat is. Is it just like a roast, over a spit?
Looks like a very large pig.
Oh, it's a pig. Okay. I make my way back down.
Okay.
What do I?
Another stealth roll. Okay.
Or just watch the steps.
Retrace your steps.
I know about the oil steps. I get to there and I go. Psst, psst.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to reach over and try to help him without stepping on the steps.
No. I'm saying on the steps. We're under some sort of kitchen.
One of you guys roll, Rovanian and Thalion, one of you guys roll a d20 at advantage.
Do you want to do it, Rovan? Oh, okay.
Advantage, he said.
Oh my goodness, I suck at investigation.
You begin to pull open these sort of 5 foot tall cabinets, and you look inside. You can see that there are cloaks. You find a broom. There is a long-handled dustpan, and it just looks like a bunch of rolled up linen and wool.
Take that broom. You can use it in case.
Yeah, I'll take the broom. Can I try to break? No, I don't have strength. Maybe I can. Hey, can I do this? Can I put the broom? Oh, I don't want to make too much noise though. Darn it! When I was trying to snap the bottom off to make a spear.
We're under some sort of kitchen. There's food cooking. A pig over on a spit over a fire. I saw cheese. I saw a lot of food.
Did you see a child that you took up with her?
I didn't know. I didn't see no child or the woman. Do I know about the woman, by the way?
You know about the woman.
Okay.
You saw her walk down there through the cage. You saw her pick up a boy, and you saw her walk back up with the boy.
When I looked, it was bare. There was nobody up there.
When you said linen, is it just in this one, or did we check both of them, basically?
Check both of them.
So just linens, a cloak, and...
Linens, what seems to be an old, tattered cloak. And you found a long-handled dustpan and a broom.
Dustpan made out of metal?
No, it looks like just a long wooden pole and then just a very rudimentary thing made of wood that looks like it can collect things.
If I were to wrap the end of the broom in the cloak and then put it between the bars of the cage to try to snap it, would the cloak help muffle the sound?
You'd have to wrap the entire broom in the wood.
Yeah, so I'm trying to wrap it up to muffle any kind of snapping sound while I try to break the bottom off so I can make some kind of spear.
Sure, are you proficient in stealth?
No, I'm not proficient in stealth.
Okay. So go ahead as you sort of take the cloak, wrap it around the back end, set it towards the bristles of the broom, walk over, it does fit in, and you snap it. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
How can you stealthily snap a broom?
That's why I wrapped it in a cloak.
He's using the cloak to muffle the sound of the breakpoint. And you, easy enough, sounds like a slight little knock.
Okay, I'll try to make my spear a little sharper by pulling little pieces around from where it broke, so it's at least a sharp point.
Okay, it's a pretty jagged point on that thing from the snapping point.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take the weird looking dustpan and offer it up to one of the others as something they can use to.
Who do you offer it to?
I will offer it up to Zirak.
Okay, Zirak, Thalion walks up to you and hands you a dustpan.
I also offer someone else. I had
And
Thalion.
just what am I supposed to do with this, Thalion?
Until we can find
I
something.
think
at
that's
least
you.
has-
I reach out and put my hand on your face and like touch your face and grab your ears. Yeah, that must be Thalion.
He can't see. He can't see. Remember, Thalion?
Actually, yeah, you make a good point, and I kind of take it from Zirak, and then I hand it to Leo Morn. So you can see, right?
Yeah, of course I can see. This is nothing. But
Okay, till we get upstairs.
He's a half
and
elf too.
No.
because
Until we
it
get
is
upstairs and we can get some actual weapons or find our stuff. Use this in case she grabs at you or something.
okay. Real quick, because my trap idea was in case you heard us, but you didn't hear us. So I'm going to use the linens to cover the steps that I put oil on, so we can get upstairs without people falling down. And then I want to offer. I had Thalion give me another jar of oil from the cabinet. I offer it out to somebody who uses a weapon. They can throw it at her, maybe it'll shatter and spill oil all over. Something useful.
Oh, I would be happy to take the jar of oil, for that would be the closest approximation to magic that we could possibly do.
Okay, I'll give that to. Well, I'll give it to Zara because you can't see. But
Zirak, he hands you this 1 gallon clay jug of oil. And in your scrawny child hands with not much strength, because you're not as athletic as you were as a grown-up.
Yeah, I don't have all my push-ups.
This is very heavy, and you can feel like you're straining, and you have to set it down and breathe a bit, like your lungs are burning.
I thought this was going to be much lighter. I kind of set it down on the ground and kick it lightly with my toe and say, I don't think I'm going to be able to lift this thing. It's heavier than I am.
I'll watch while looking at the two, and I'll like.
Well, when the two of them together, it can throw it together.
You guys want me to? What do you guys want me to do?
Wait.
Just hold on to me because
Wait right there,
I'm
Gilman.
sure you can't see anything.
While
Yes, you know what? Actually, I have. I look around. To those of us who can't see, perhaps we should just stay in our cages.
Stay in here. I want to get out of here.
We can't see
Or
until
we
somebody
created-
shows us the way. I'm not going to go traipsing around on stairs with oil trying to carry things too heavy for me to carry. I just
Suddenly
look to
you
the little
guys
boy,
hear-
to Quinn, and I say,
You suddenly hear a door open, and then you hear footsteps up top, literally right above where you guys are at. And what seems to be a humming noise, and you watch as the other two children sort of recoil and kind of fall to the ground and sort of lean back against the cage.
I'm going to take the linen away again, so it's still slippery.
Humming noise begins to fade as the footsteps begin to walk away. You guys hear a door open and close.
Okay, we got to decide what we're doing. Let's go. If we go up now all together, we can at least get where there's light.
I'm Mark. I'm going to again stealthily go to the top of the stairs and take another look.
Okay, give me a d20 roll. The magic number for Droman's rolls on this is if you roll lower than a 5, then you're effed. Okay. Quiet as a cat. You pad upstairs again. You look around in the kitchen again from the top of the stairs. You don't see anybody.
Sorry. I don't.
You
it's just
look
the same.
around and the kitchen is empty. It's how you was before, and you realize that the footsteps were leading away, and she went into another room somewhere.
Let's go. I'm gonna help people who can't see.
I kind of try to whisper, a loud whisper. If we're gonna go, we gotta go now.
I cover the steps with linen. The trap is disabled that I tried to set. Let's just go now where there's light upstairs.
Mark, I'm still at the top of the steps.
Okay, I'll move you up to the very top. Those of you that are going to step over the cloth-covered oil steps, I'm going to need D20.
Where am I?
The cloth doesn't at least help disable it a little bit.
Does somebody
Poured
reach out and grab my hand?
Covered it with a cloth. I mean, it's still slick. It helps.
Elise is gonna grab Zarak's hand.
Okay, you grab my hand and I'll grab
Yeah,
Tom's
well,
hand.
of course she's gonna tell it. Zarak, it's me. Grab my hand. We're gonna go and hopefully get out of here.
Let's do this. I'm gonna stay at the bottom for now. Thalion, you go and you help people over the steps, and I'll try helping from my side. So at least make the
when you
PC
put me
easier.
there, I'm not. I see like a.
Lemon, grab Rudy and let's go.
Here, I'm going to put you here because you're caught in a line.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I was. Okay, that's good. Last time I think I was.
Okay, so I'm going over the cloth steps.
You'll grab Rudy's shoulder
Okay.
and like guide her to.
I need
I'm gonna help
Rovanian,
people go over
Thalion.
them.
I need Rovanian, Thalion, Valyria, Elise, Zarak, Leomorn, and Rudy to give me D20.
I'm not going over. I'm waiting till the end to help people at least get past them as much as possible. I'll go
Okay.
over last. I'm going to be there to help support them
Mark,
if they fall.
Did I by chance see a kitchen knife?
I told you that before, but you said you're waiting, so.
Oh God!
I waited
Yeah,
down
well,
to
you're
catch
not
you if you fall.
rolling. Hold on, guys, because there's too many people talking over each other, so a lot of what we were doing wasn't heard. So Thalion is going over the cloth, and then with Rovanian at the bottom and Thalion at the 5 steps, we're gonna try and help the others over.
That's what I heard, and that's why I said give me rolls. It's going to help with the DC. So please, everybody I said to roll, please roll.
I waited on my roll because of what everybody else did first before I roll. I basically want to be at the bottom in case Liam one falls so I can catch him.
Okay. That's definitely enough successes for all of you to get up over that cloth and begin to crowd yourselves in the steps.
I can't see again.
Okay.
Who's going up after Drummond?
Marching order, guys.
I
I'll-
was the first one up, so I'll go.
You were helping people get up, so that means you're going to be second to last going up the stairs.
Yeah, I'll be last.
Valyria
with
can
my-
go first.
I'll be
I am
last
right
with my
behind
roll.
Elise, and Quinn is right behind me because we're all holding hands like a choo-choo train. As a
Yeah,
matter of
that's
fact,
what I was picturing. Elise is gonna kind of nudge Valeria and say,
Okay. I know.
Go first.
Mark. I know. I'm kind of like right there where Valeria is. I'm like holding my hand out, telling him to stop. And then I want because I want to peek around the corner first, and then we're gonna go, and then I'm gonna whisper, and we're gonna go one by. I'm gonna try to tell him one by one. We're gonna go across.
You guys walk up to the kitchen as all of you guys begin to make the steps, and you are greeted with a delectable smell of roasting meat. There is like fresh baked breads and cookies. It is making your stomach grumble just with the smell. It's like walking past a bakery in the morning, and you can't help. It just smells good. There are wooden spoons, labels. There's a ladles. There's a rolling pin. You see that there's knives.
I want
There's
to
knives?
I want to go up and pick up a kitchen, a chef knife.
You walk up and you find the equivalent of what seems to be a chef knife. I mean, over here you can see what seems to be an empty bottle. There's a bunch of candles. You can see a knife here. You look and there's
everybody's
bags of
moving all
flour.
around. We
What?
need to go. Everybody's
Drummond's like, shh, didn't I tell you guys that I was going to tell you what to do?
I'm just
I'm
going
just
knife right here.
You walk up and you see that that's a rolling pin there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a club. I'll take that instead.
You see a very large wooden spoon. Down, you're standing what seems to be next to a large pewter mug. Valeria, you walk up and you realize that that is indeed not a pig, but what seems to be a trussed-up, small human child roasting over this fire, dripping into a pot. What looks to be beans and potatoes.
Valeria tries not to throw up. We need to leave.
Mark,
this is a kid.
That's what I suspected.
Are these like cupboards or tables that we can hide
God, we're
underneath
gonna
it?
get eaten alive. Oh,
I mean, you can probably try to hide underneath, but
If
you
needed,
see that
we
there's
can.
like pans and stuff. You'll have to make room.
Okay, I didn't know if it's like like a table. I didn't know there was stuff underneath it. I'm going to stealthily over to here.
I want to grab
Okay.
one of those pans.
Give me a d20 roll.
Fuck me.
You guys watch as Drummond begins to creep off, and you hear this very large as a board sort of bends loose, and it makes a rather large noise.
Not stealthy when he's a child, Lizzie.
Mark, do I see anything on the tables that resembles a knife?
You look over here and you see what seems to be an empty bottle, and here a cheese board with what seems to be a very, very small, like paring or cheese knife. Leomorn, you walk up and you start to look around and you see that there's a pot of food, a mortar and pestle, with a very, very heavy granite pestle for grinding into the mortar, and a knife.
I think I'll reach over, grab the knife, and grab the granite, and see if I can't pass it over to Valeria, because I'm pretty sure she could find some hefty use for it.
Yeah, I'll take it. That looks kind of like my mace.
Drummond, you make your way over towards the shelf, and you see that again it's just piled with what seems to be oils, dried fruits, hanging herbs, spices, and immediately you look here, and underneath the door, a light flicker on.
I'm like, I'm like,
muffled footsteps now moving, and you see a shadow behind the light.
we gotta go. We gotta go.
Wait.
Hide.
Where?
Hide.
Where?
Can I jump
Cupboard.
under this table?
I'll go back down the stairs a little bit.
Who is proficient in stealth?
I am. Roman is, of course.
And I like
Go
how
upstairs.
you did not say you stealth back, Drummond, so you step over the same exact loose floorboard and make an even louder creak as you move back.
It was a panicky moment. I'm like, oh shit.
So
Yeah.
if you're proficient in stealth, in chat, write yes, please.
I'm just going back down the stairs, but no, I'm not.
Were these doors or these cupboards?
Those are doors.
Okay, I'm gonna move back to where I was. I just want to confirm that those are doors. Back in a mulligan.
If you are proficient in stealth, please type yes in chat. I see Drummond and Elise.
Only two.
Okay. I need everybody to give me d20 rolls. as you quickly begin to try to find hiding spots.
Go down the stairs again.
No.
Oh, that helps.
No, I still got.
That's good enough. That's 3 successes, 2 failures. But I think I'm missing some people. Oh no.
Nope.
Oh no.
You guys!
Some of you hurriedly panic and try to crawl in
we're all
underneath
busted.
the shelves, and you guys knock over what seems to be pots and pans. And you guys hear an audible shriek come down from the edge of the hallway, as there seems to be a bunch of locks now being moved. What do you guys?
I still want to dive under that table if I can.
I went down the stairs.
How far down the stairs did you go?
I'm gonna go past my own trap. Well, no, I'll wait. I'll wait right in the right around the corner.
Oh, you're no fun. Okay.
Like wherever it bends around in the corner because it goes in a circle. I'll wait around.
I like how you guys didn't want to investigate some of the other rooms. There's some fun stuff.
I was going to, but then
We didn't have time. Someone like the thing twice.
You guys hear a door open. And you start to see a woman walk out. Sort of ratty, very creepy looking. Sallow gray skin, torn clothing.
she doesn't have a top on.
Her eyes bug out, and she is just horrific to look at. And you see her sort of close her eyes and smell. Is that children I smell? Naughty children don't get cookies.
Yes, let me come
That's
give
really
you a
good.
hug.
Mark.
Isn't
I got my knife ready to plunge into her heart if she gets near.
She begins to move over,
I can't see a thing. I can't.
and Valeria, you feel a very strong hand grasp on your ankle, and she just yanks you out from your hiding
Okay,
spot.
Valeria screams really loud and
She
I
lifts
like
you
murder.
into the air.
I run to hit her.
Wait,
because
you
Valeria's
can't.
screaming.
You're not the closest one. Get the fuck back.
She's screaming. I'm running. You can.
We're gonna roll initiative.
I was
running
going
with
to
you.
try and speak and say I have an action for when I hear
Yeah, but
Valeria
you can't
scream.
really get the fun back. Like, if she screams, I can.
I want to let our DM finish his description of the scene before we cut in.
And we're gonna roll initiative.
Thanks, Mark. I'm dying to be the hero, and all of a sudden, all the PCs just move right next to her. Oh no, fuck you, Zirak. We got this.
I
Just
didn't move.
sit in the dark and do nothing.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Aw.
Thalion, are you? Where are you at? Can you ping? I can't see. Can you ping yourself? Oh wow, Zirak goes
You
first.
still get your hero
One,
moment,
two.
man.
That's why I didn't want anybody stepping up yet.
Who am I missing?
The 2 kids.
Is there only 7 of you guys? 8. Who am I missing?
We're missing one person. We got Thalion, Rubel. We're missing
Missing
Amor?
Leomorn.
Elmore.
Leomorn did not click on his token.
I thought it went through. Alright, hold on, let me do that again.
Got a 4
Where are you,
initiative.
Leomorn?
I am over here.
Yeah, I gotcha. Give me a quick second.
I keep forgetting you
Valiant-
can do that with initiative.
Oh, we're right next to each other. Never mind.
Well, Zarak, I was going to give you a surprise round, but since you ended up rolling, I don't think I'm going to need.
Yeah, I don't need a surprise round. I like that you threw initiative in there. Initiative. The trigger was the woman picking up Valeria and her screaming. That's a good trigger for initiative. That's how I would have. That's the proper way to do it. But the old lady might still be surprised if she doesn't expect us kids to come out of hiding and gremlin stab her.
Well, because I heard you say before everybody started say that I'm going to prepare an action for when she screams, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Because I saw that Valeria didn't quite get to a hiding space, so I was gonna react if the woman went. But this is fine. For my first action, if it's my turn, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay, so I will just kind of crawl adjacent to the woman, and I want to stab my little cheese knife into her foot.
Okay. So you're going to crawl. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll at disadvantage as you're prone. I believe a 15 is enough to hit her. A 15 is indeed enough to hit her. And you do 1 point of damage.
Excellent, and I bet I hear her scream now.
And you see her sort of holding up Valeria. It's very odd to see this old, decrepit-looking, skinny woman in this torn dress. Really leaving nothing to the imagination, and it is putrid and horrible. As she's holding Valeria up with this insane strength in one arm, and she turns to look at you and kind of growls, "Oh, you rotten little child."
And then, that's awesome. I scream back, "Let her go!" And then I will continue crawling another 5 feet.
So you crawl into her dress?
I'm crawling around her, so I guess that's 15 feet of movement, or 10 feet of movement, crawl, I'm not sure. But
you crawl around.
Then I'll use... Yeah, just to crawl around so I can get out from under the table.
Okay,
and then I'll stand up.
If you crawl underneath her, I'm going to need a d20 roll to retain your sanity.
Oh, no, I won't do that. That's appropriate, though. I do not look up. Don't look. It's like the opposite of don't look down. I will stand up, and then I would like to, if I can, as I'm coming away from the table, I want to smash the bottle against the table to give myself a because I had the bottle and the knife. So I have the bottle in one hand. I want to smash it and break it to have a broken bottle as a weapon.
I'll say you'll have to use your action next turn to break the bottle.
Okay,
that's a pretty forceful thing.
Yeah, I'm basically clubbing the table with the bottle. Yeah, that's fair. I'll just mark myself as standing up, and I'm screaming out, "Let her down! Let her go!"
Okay, Drummond.
Damn it. Okay. 5. Oh, I should do 5, 10. I pull out my chef knife and I stab her in the leg, telling her, "Drop Valeria, drop her," and I stab her, tell her to drop her.
Okay, give me a d20 roll.
Oh, really?
You gotta try to hit her.
You drop her, you hag, and then you go in, and then she actually uses Valeria as a shield in turn, and you sort of move off to the side and just barely missing Valeria as she moved her into your way. You just as she's kind of cackling. It's like, "Oh, you naughty children are gonna be delicious.
I'm gonna eat you first."
You gonna stay there?
I'm going to
just note that you do not have bonus action disengages or anything like that.
I'm gonna disengage. I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay. You sure you didn't want to move? Thalion.
Whoa, she looks bigger than I expected for some reason. Okay, I step out, and I'm going to charge her, and with the pot I grab, I'm gonna swing at her leg.
Okay.
Mark, I'm having visions of a really naughty daycare right now, where all the little kids are just beating up on the daycare provider with pots and cheese knives.
Daycare from Hell, starring Gordon Ramsay. Go ahead and give me a D20 roll, Thalion, as you run up and try to crack her with the cast iron.
I would pay to watch that.
Okay, the 15, crack! You smash it into her leg and she kind of buckles. And then she kind of snarls at you and you do 1 point of...
I stay there. I just say, drop her, and in my other hand, I pull out that kind of bone shear knife that I kind of had.
Okay. Valeria.
So she's gonna take the pestle and try, like, she's upside down, right? Like, she's grabbing her by the
You
ankle. She's
are
like hanging
currently
upside down.
grappled and upside down, as she has a hold of your ankle. As it was the one part of your body she could see sticking out from under the shelf.
I'm gonna try to throw the thing at her, I don't know, the cutting board at her. See if it
Okay,
hits
so
her.
for the sake of this, I'm going to consider you to be restrained.
Yeah.
So I'll give you disadvantage on this. So give me a disadvantage D20 roll.
Okay.
Oh, man, 16 was promising. And you're sort of flailing around, and it's really hard to move. I mean, it's a heavy. You said a cutting board.
Yeah. Or
I mean,
whatever.
that's a heavy thing. That's a heavy thing to try to wheel and move around. As she sort of has you extended out into the air. And you're being sort of moved around as people are sort of trying to hit this old hag and like stab her. You're not having an easy go at it.
Right. Yeah, she's just, just wriggling around, and that's all I can do.
Okay. Okay, she is going to...
Yeah, Mark, Rubella has the cutting board. Elise has a rolling pin.
What is Valeria?
Valeria has a rolling pin.
Then what does Elise have?
Because Valeria said the thing she picked up looked like her mace, so it wasn't a cutting board. It was
Oh, so
Yeah, it
if
was
you
a
picked up
mortal
something that looked like your mace, then you have a very big wooden ladle. Like a large wooden...
Oh, no, it was the grinder from the pestle.
Yeah, the pestle and mortal is
pestle
what she had.
Mortar, yeah.
So that's like the size. So imagine. So you guys seen a pestle, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not exactly a mace, but it's pretty heavy. It's like holding a rock in your hand that you can try to smash against her.
Elise has, I think she grabbed some bowls.
Okay. Valeria, that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Delarosa is going to go. She still feels the tinge of pain, and she sort of scowls over at you, Zirak, and you watch as she sort of bitter beer faces her mouth a bit, and she begins to chew. And then
No.
she spits onto you. It seems to be this large glob of caramel.
Oh, this is disgusting.
21 does hit you.
Oh, yeah.
You watch as this large glob like sticks to your feet, and now you're held in place by this large glob of sticky, spittle-strewn caramel.
Oh, my God. You know what's funny, Mark, is I just watched that film called Invasion. Have you seen that one?
I have not.
It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but updated. Anyway, when they take over a human body, they turn him into like a pussy cocoon thing, and they spit to transfer the alien to somebody else. They spit this gooey shit on him. Yeah, and it was disgusting.
It sounds like something out of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
And then she's gonna like pull out of her little like leather pocket a wooden spoon, and she's going to backhand Thalion across the face with the end of it. Missing with a 6 Thalion as you duck, and she off of the wooden side of the covered oven here. That is the end of her turn, as she's still holding Valeria up in the air with this large wooden spoon in her hand. Rudy.
Oh, there's the real Drummond.
Oh, that's an awesome picture, Drummond.
Yeah, it is.
He's too cute to kill now.
Where did Droman get this image? That is just awesome.
Brad.
Drummond, so to catch you guys up really quick, are you here?
I'm just getting into the hotel, so...
Okay, I'll just catch you up really quick as we're going with the flow here. You guys were able to escape the basement. Thalion was able to find, with a pretty good roll, a chunk of metal that he used to sort of break the lock, to which he then handed it to you, and you went around and you began to pick all the locks on the cages, releasing everybody. You began to move up the stairs, but as you were moving across the kitchen, you stepped on a very loose floorboard, and it gave this very large creak, causing you to stop and panic a little bit, and then you ran back in the same direction, stepping on the same floorboard, causing the creak again, drawing out what seems to be the witch of the house.
Rolls have not been very good,
Rudy, go for
but
it.
you're alive.
Rudy is going to charge, and she's like, "For Sparta!" Holding out her cutting board, and she's going to charge right at her.
God.
You have a cutting board in your hand?
Yeah, and you know that, like, that little handhold? She has that, and it's, like, resting against her forearm.
Oh my god, this is great. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll. I'm going to give you a +3 to this roll for that description.
Hi.
This is meant to be like a...
Oh no!
Give me another dexterity roll plus your dexterity mod, Rudy.
So you want a D?
A d20 plus your dexterity mod. Okay, you run into Drummond, and you both almost fall over, but then you both kind of catch onto yourselves and hold each other up at the last second. But you definitely do miss with the heavy cutting board. It just threw your balance off.
Well, that's all I can do.
Give me one quick second. I'm trying to let my dog out, but he's terrified of the screen door for some reason. Okay, that's the end of your turn.
Surrender now, witch, or we'll make a stew out of you.
Yeah. And you just see her kind of laugh. Elise!
I'm just gonna say I have 2 bowls, one in each hand.
Okay.
And she's just gonna be like, oh, crap, what do I do?
Are you just gonna huck a bowl at her?
Yeah, just gonna.
So you sort of rear back and you see this.
Trying to aim at her like knee type of area, you know, one of those where you're like, I think that's her knee or something.
Are you on top? Are you on top of the shelves or are you underneath it?
She's underneath.
Okay, so I'm going to give you disadvantage on this since you're sort of hunked underneath there really quick.
She hit.
So go ahead and just throw one. Give me 2 d20 rolls. Her AC isn't that high. So go ahead and give me 2 d20 rolls. So we're going to take the lowest.
There you go.
Sadly, the 6. As you huck a bowl and it just shatters onto the ground. Around her feet, sort of spraying like clay shrapnel all over the place. She looks underneath the shelf at you and sort of, you watch as her eyes kind of shrink down to focus. She knows you're there.
Okay, and Lily's just gonna glare back like, grr. And I think that's about all she can do because she's kind of trapped in the corner. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. See if I can get him out of hiding. Yeah, you're right. She is tall. Okay. Branching the knife, I am going to charge at her. I'm trying to find a spot to stand in for him.
I mean, that's you guys can stand in each other's squares for the purpose of this. No worries.
I am probably going to stand. I am probably going to run up, and with the knife aiming for the other leg, I'm going to try to dig it into her calf and see if I can bring her down to our level.
Okay, give me a d20 roll.
Okay. Uh-oh. Well, I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
I don't think anyone was saying anything.
No, we were talking.
Nobody
We're
was.
all cheering silently in chat.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You strike her, like you get her right above the knee and the meat of her thigh, and she screams out in pain. She's really pissed at you. She takes 2 points of piercing damage from your knife as you wrench it.
Take children, huh? See what happens when you get enough of them pissed?
Is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
Rovania.
Well, now seeing this creature has reduced me back to my childhood, a childhood I reviled. I'll scream with all my rage, even though it will sound really funny coming out of a little kid, but it basically... So, basically trying to rage. I'm gonna run up and try to, like, slam her with my rolling pin as hard as I can in her knees to get her to buckle.
Okay.
Little kid playing tackle.
Give me a d20 roll.
Oh, jeez.
Sadly, as you go in, she lifts her leg. It was the scream that gave you away. She saw you running up the stairs, screaming, and had enough time to prepare to get out of the way. I need one of you guys to move here. At least one of you, because I think there's 3 people in one spot right now. There you go. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That's all I really can do. I'll wait another hour.
Perfect. Round 2, 0.
Alright, so I am restrained and grappled, you said, right?
You are restrained to the floor. You cannot move as you have this gooey chunk of just caramel holding you to the floor, and it is disgusting.
Can I still, yeah, you know what? I was going to say I could still probably stab at her with disadvantage.
Yep.
I assume. But I'm going to try to... I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to break out.
Okay, roll a d20.
I am trained in athletics. Because I did do push-ups in my adult life.
Yeah. You, with just the grossest squelching, sucking sounds, you manage to get out of the caramel that like sinks into the wood and dissipates as you move. Are you going to stay there?
Then I will brandish my knife at her and tell her, "Don't try to pass me. You shall not pass." And I'll end my turn.
Droman.
Alright, so we don't have any gear, no magic, no class abilities. Do we have race powers?
No racial powers at the moment. They've been sort of dormant in your childlike body.
Okay. Am I wielding anything?
You are wielding a kitchen knife.
Oh, I like my knives. This is my new lucky knife here. Guess we'll try and stab her.
Okay. Give me a d20 roll. 17 will definitely hit her. As you go in and stab her, this time she's sort of looking around at Zerak, who kind of distracted her, and you get her right in her abdomen as she sort of reaches back as she still has Valeria clutched by her ankle. And you do 1 point of damage.
1 point?
And that will be my
I mean,
turn.
you guys are hitting this woman multiple times, stabbing her and hitting her with things, but she seems to be quite resilient.
If she doesn't spit on me again, I have something fun planned for my next turn.
I mean, what you guys are looking at right now is like you feel sluggish as you're trying to get in there with all the might you can to stab her, and it feels like slow motion as you hit her. But like your words are muffled. It's almost as if you're dreaming.
Anyway, I will stab her, and that will be my turn. I will hold my ground.
Where is my cat? I'm gonna swing at her ankle again.
Okay. An 8 sadly misses.
And
Who is
I'm going
who is
to-
who is Della Rosa, real quick? Is that Droman? Or
No, that's
Della Rosa is the witch.
oh, that's the witch. Okay, duh. I was looking at the characters at the bottom of the screen, like who the fuck changed their name to Della Rosa?
Though I'm going to circle around her so we can cover any exit she may take. So I'm going right over here.
Yeah, Rudy, you're starting to put 2 and 2 together. You feel sluggish, and somehow you're wearing clothes that you remember always having as a child. Like, that really brings back those memories, and it is sort of striking you as very odd. Okay, Valeria.
Is there any chance of me being able to like the witch's hand or anything?
You want to try to break the grapple? Is that what you mean? Or are you going to try to attack her hand?
I'll just try to get out of the grapple.
Okay, if you're going to try to break the grapple, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. You manage to sort of kick free. You land really hard on your head and sort of like roll away really quick. You're currently prone on the ground, but you are free from the ground.
I mean, I guess I can't really do much. I'm just gonna stay there, but like the pestle I had, and just I'm like kind of cowering a little bit.
Okay. I should have did this on turn 20, but I did not. You watch as she sort of gives this really wet whistle, and coming from underneath this pile of bread, you guys watch as these little gingerbread men begin to crawl their way out.
Oh no!
They see that, I know these are butterflies. They see Thalion, and they're going to run over and stick themselves to Thalion. Thalion, give me a d20 roll, please.
Right, she has lair actions with candy.
It's little gingerbread swarms. Oh my god, this is my favorite scene ever.
Thalion, you
you're
are
just
just
shocked.
covered in these gingerbread cookies, and yeah, you're considered restrained by all these little creepy smiling cookies that are sort of looking at you and grabbing onto you. Okay.
Hey Thalion, for your attack, you should just use the action eat.
The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Della Rosa. She's gonna look over at Drummond and Leomorn. She's gonna reach into a pocket and she throws down on the ground what seems to be a bunch of sweets, a bunch of candies. I need Dromond and Leomorn. This is going to be a charisma save. Leomorn, you have an innate ability to break these saves. I believe your Fey Ancestry gives you advantage. Oh no, you don't get that. Oh shit, I forgot.
Oh no.
So I need both of you guys to give me a just roll a d20, and if you have charisma points, let me know as she's throwing out a candy trap.
Okay. All right, so my charisma's a +3 here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fine.
You managed to keep away from the candy. Drummond, go ahead and give me a d20. And you managed to sort of step away from the candy, although for a moment it looked really delicious and you really wanted to eat some. And then she is going to take a swipe at Valeria, who is prone.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to hit you with advantage with her wooden spoon.
Oh God, I'm dead.
She you take 4 points. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as she cracks you over the temple, and your world kind of goes fuzzy and dark for a bit as you're sort of swaying on the ground. Insolent little child. That's the end of her turn. Rudy.
Since you mentioned that it feels like slow motion, like we're underwater, and I did notice what I mentioned to you in that whisper. Mm-hmm. I want to take a look around to see if there's any other like inconsistency. I'm looking for the code in the Matrix.
So sort of realizing right now that this is possibly a dream, just because the way everything feels.
I've reenacted like great epic tales where there's always that mental trap.
So go ahead and are you proficient in perception?
Yes, I am.
What is your wisdom modifier?
0.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a d20 roll. Okay, give me a quick moment.
So for the rest of you, he mentioned that we were all wearing clothes that we had worn in our childhood. And it felt odd because how would they know what we wore? And how would they have that on hand?
Nice job picking up on that clue.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a regular turn right now, Rudy.
All right, so just a straight d20?
Give me a straight d20. Okay.
So Rudy,
so with your
she's like cutting board, spiraling death, and she like does a 360 holding the cutting board out.
Okay, so since that is probably the most childlike thing, like spinning around and like
pretending to be a flaming dragon kicker.
I'm giving you a point of inspiration. That's phenomenal.
Wait, I'm right next to you. Right next to you. Don't hit me.
But the 10, you rolled there with your 7. Sadly,
she starts with the centrifugal motion. She starts spinning away in the wrong direction.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Rudy?
Yes.
Elise, still underneath the cupboard, still with one bowl in your hand, but you are prone still underneath.
Dang it! And there's no way where she can run either.
I mean, you
Or
you can use your action to disengage and move away from her if that's what you want to do.
Oh man, that's gonna hurt. And the place by Thalion, that's where all the candy is, right?
The place by you can look at Thalion and you see that right now he is currently covered head to toe in attacking gingerbread.
Oh, okay, that's what that was. I thought it was the candy that she threw down for a second.
The candy was thrown over here.
Oh, dang it. Can I just, like, move out from under there? Like, right here? Okay, so she's gonna move out from under there, and, she's like, well, you were my only friend, Bull. And she's gonna try to throw the other one at her head.
You're gonna take the bowl and you're just gonna try to smash it against her body now that you're so close to her.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
God.
Sadly, that one will not hit as she sort of moves out of the way, but you still manage to maintain your grip on the bowl and pull it back. Are you going to move or are you going to stay right there?
If she can, she's going to try and run back towards back of Zirak.
Okay, so you're going to run over by Zirak. So you used 15 feet of your movement to stand up from your crouch position. So you do have 15 feet of movement. You can make it right next to Zirak if you're...
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and move over there.
You're
good. Just go ahead and stand on Zirak. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Lamorn.
Let's see. I do not have as many options as I do.
You're a child. You can throw things. I mean, I've set some things out there that you guys might be able to use to your advantage, but you guys went straight for weapons. So.
Well, what's next to me right now?
Right now, you're next to the roasting child. As he moved right next to the oven. I mean, there's a bag of spilled flour on a cupboard. Droman noticed that on the shelves and especially downstairs, there was a bunch of ground dried spices that were sitting in bowls. I think everybody was infatuated on trying to find a knife. So currently, you do have a knife in your hand, but you are standing next to a very heavy cast iron pot full of what seems to be beans and potatoes that the child drippings are sort of going into.
Okay. So would it be all right if he tosses the knife to his other hand and then with his free hand grab the pot and like fling what's inside it at her?
You're more than welcome to try to give me a strength roll to lift this heavy ass pot full of food in your childlike body.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm
remember, you're not an adult. You are a child. You saw Zirak struggling to lift a gallon clay jar full of oil downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if it works.
Okay, so what's your strength modifier?
-2.
All right, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
Hi, Winston. Hi. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Fuck!
-1.
So you put the knife in your left hand, not even thinking. You don't even grab anything. You just grab right onto the hot metal handle, and it burns your hands. And but you do enough strength pull to knock it over. spilling the beans and potatoes on yourself. You suffer 2 points of fire damage as you are now scalded by a pot of beans and potatoes. And she is pissed. My food!
Your food, my clothes!
Is that the end of your turn?
I can just picture Leomord being like, your food, my face!
Roll Vanya.
Okay, I have a strange thought because what Rudy was saying about our clothes and everything. I'm going to try to still my mind and see if these clothes shouldn't be here, then perhaps this is some kind of costume she forced us to wear to put us like this. So I'm actually going to strip off.
Did Rudy say that out loud?
Said
everybody during her turn, or was she just saying that, hey, this is what we're picking up on here? At least that's what she picked up on, because she picked up on it.
I don't
if
think
she hasn't
Rudy
shared
has
that
mentioned it
information,
yet.
then technically you're still...
I didn't think
so she
Rudy
hasn't
mentioned it either.
Okay, well then
If she hasn't mentioned it, you're still sort of in this mode of, like, I'm a child, I need to kill this witch, she's trying to eat us.
Okay, well then next time, okay, you guys, when you say things over the chat, I'm going to assume you're mentioning as your character, especially when my kids are yelling around behind me. Okay, then I guess I won't do what I thought I was going to do. I was going to risk something, but I guess I'll just attack her then.
Go ahead and give me a d20 roll. A 14 does hit her.
What does the rolling pin do?
It just does bludgeoning damage, but you're doing 1 point of damage to this really otherworldly, stalwart old woman. Like, just imagine this quick succession, because I mean, it's only been like maybe 12 seconds or 20 seconds that you guys have been in here, and you guys are peppering this old woman. You guys are stabbing her, bludgeoning her with wooden spoons and cutting boards. You're seeing bowls thrown at her. You knocked her with this, and she's still sort of standing there, taking it, dishing out pain and screaming.
Also, do we know or see that she's not really bleeding of any kind either, right? Not even oozing out anything?
On your turn, I'll ask you for a perception check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would.
Okay, Ravanian, do you stay there?
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay. Round 3. Notice that Elise has moved right next to you.
Okay, I had a different idea last round, but I'm changing my ideas as the battle flows. Since I am not restrained by this goo, I would like to jump up on the witch, potentially climbing up her leg and grabbing onto her back with my arms around her neck and ride her like a horse. But
you're gonna do the Chucky with your knife?
Yes, I want to jump. Yeah, I want to jump on her and like get up on. I just want to grapple her, I guess, but I want to climb up her like.
Okay, so we're gonna have a contested D20. You grab a hold of her as she's being peppered, and you jump onto her back with your knife. So
I mean that's my action. I want to jump on her. Basically, I'm just trying to, I'm playing a little kid. I'm jumping up on the grown-up, and I want to tackle the grown-up.
She is considered grappled, so her speed is 0. Droman.
I was gonna do that, Xeric.
She's a big
That
woman.
was so much fun. I'm glad I rolled well.
But
She can probably fit 2 kids on her if you want to jump. We'll dogpile on the witch.
Me, I want to basically run in and get tangled on her legs and try and trip her and knock her over, and we're gonna what is it, Gulliver's Travels or whatever, where he gets tied down?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
you're gonna use your action to try to trip?
Team up.
Yeah.
Team up. Team up.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a D20 roll. Kid attack. A 12 just misses her 13 AC. But she is somewhat uncomfortable now. She's noticing you guys are trying to take out her legs.
You know, it's like that one movie, you know, where they got the ships and they gotta take out the thing's leg.
That was a very good idea, though.
That'll be my.
It almost happened.
Or it's
Thalion,
like another movie where people try and take out giants and trip them.
Thalion, you are currently surrounded and being crawled on by a bunch of biting gingerbread men. You take 1 point of damage at the start of your turn. What do you want?
I want to break free from these things. Would it just be me grabbing and throwing them off, or should I be biting at them?
All right, what do you want to do? How do you want to flavor it? This is your attack. You're brushing them off. Brody's spinning up in the air, like yelling out stuff with her knife, trying to hit the witch, and Zirak is crawling on her back, and Drummond's running in between her legs. Like, what do you?
I am going a little feral, trying to remember Guard Shadow, and I'm going to kind of bite at them and then spit them out as I'm doing that to see if that kind of scares them as I'm trying to force them off of me.
So go ahead and give me a D20 roll. You guys are watching stallions grabbing little gingerbread men, biting off their heads and throwing them onto the ground and spitting their heads out, trying to get them off.
I would like
17 is enough. You manage to break and shatter all the gingerbread. You are no longer grappled, but that was your action to break that.
Okay, so I'm kind of just huffing and puffing right there now as I'm looking at the witch and Zirak crawling on her.
Okay. On 20, she whistles again. Give me a D20 roll, Leomorn. As from behind you, you hear the little clopping, and you look down in horror as these little gingerbread men are starting to run at you.
Oh, bloody hell.
And I believe your dexterity modifier is a 0.
It's a 0.
Okay, so give me a roll.
Yep.
So it's slash roll D20. Because it only accounted the 1, which is why I rolled a 1. So slash roll D20.
Oh, alright. I don't know why I did that. What the hell?
Okay, so now you are covered in gingerbread men, and you are considered restrained.
Oh, bloody hell, not this again!
Oh, that's better.
Okay. Valeria's gonna stand up for half her movement. She is going to kick her in the shins.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a D.
If we're being all kid now, yep, kicking her in the shins.
You watch as Valeria lifts up the front part of her dress and just lashes out with a 16 does hit, and you crack her through your point of damage right on her shin. You see she's starting to hop on one leg now as Zirak's trying to throw her balance.
And then she's gonna scooch over here, closer to the flower.
Okay. It is her turn.
She should stick her tongue out at her like, nee nee.
She's going to look at Droman, who she noticed was trying to get her to fall. And you watch as from her back with her left hand, she pulls out a rucksack. And she begins to, almost like a net, bring it over and try to drop it onto Droman. Droman, give me a D20 roll, please. You move out of the way and the rucksack hits the ground and she pulls it back.
She's
and then she's she's gonna turn around and she's gonna look at Rudy, who's right next to you, and she's gonna go, "I said boo!" and try to scare you. So give me a D20 roll, Rudy. So you are now currently terrified of this witch. She almost does like the Beetlejuice thing as she looks at you, and like her face opens up with like a bunch of tentacles and like her eyes bulge out. So you are considered frightened. That is the end of De La Rosa's turn. You're starting to feel that the wariness has left your body. You are moving abnormally fast as you have now taken control of the situation.
Could I basically like delve deeper and try and clear my head some more?
It's already pretty clear. You have your faculties about you. The fuzziness is gone. You're able to move faster. Your attacks are going to start to do more damage.
So, as these tentacle things appear in De La Rosa, Rudy's just like, it's like, I'm not scared of you, and she is going to hurl the cutting board at De La Rosa.
Are you doing like overhand?
Yeah, and she's got like that pouty like face of like.
Using two hands, chuck it over her head.
Exactly.
Like a kid does.
Okay, so give me a D20. D20 plus 3 plus your dexterity modifier to throw the cutting board, but this will be a disadvantage since you were technically frightened. A 15. Oh, roll again. Sorry. Oh, did you roll the 7 was your save?
Yes, would you like me to roll again?
Roll one more time. Oh, the 15 definitely hits as you sort of rear back, close your eyes, and just huck. The cutting board, Zirak, you watch as her head, there's like an audible crack of something hard hitting bone, and you watch as her head whips back, and there's like a fountain of black spray coming from her nose as the cutting board tumbles and falls to the ground.
Nice.
And Rudy's just like, it's not real. It's not real.
Doing 4 points of damage as her head just crack. And you see she's a little dizzy from that.
Does it break the cutting board?
The cutting board's on the ground. But it's definitely not broke.
Alright, that'll be it.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Elise.
Thank you.
So Rudy screamed, "It's not real!" Or yelled.
You can see her saying, "It's not real. It's not real."
Okay.
But I mean, you're looking at everything around you, and you're like, "I don't know. This seems pretty."
Oh, and then she just sprayed out blood, so she's like,
Yeah. The way I say is that the reason why Rudy says it's not real is because she's trying to tell herself that De La Rosa can't sprout tentacles out of her face.
Yeah, that's what Elise probably is figuring. Like, you're just trying to psych yourself out. So she's like, I don't know, but can she run up?
But you just watched from where you were standing. Those of you that can see, Leomorn, you're having a lot of trouble right now, and just Valeria at your angle, and same with you, Zirak. You weren't able to see it, but Drummond, Rovanian, Elise, and I'll say Thalion might be able to see this, but you were watching Rudy move incredibly fast. While you all still feel somewhat like sluggish and slow, Rudy's movements were almost a blur, too fast to see, like she was in fast forward, and it kind of blew your mind. Rudy, your frightened ends at the end of her next turn.
All right.
So, Elise, what would you like to do?
Can she run up and push her over? Wait, is she still hopping?
At this point, no, she is not hopping.
No. Okay. Dang. Okay, because she was going to try and see if she could, like, push her from behind, make her fall forward on her face.
You could I can say you can, if you want to make a trip attack, just give me a d20.
Alright, she's gonna try. While kind of keeping Rudy's saying it's not real in her head, and she's like, not real, huh? Dang it.
You run in, and she is a stout brick wall of force. And you try to move her, and she does not budge.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's because, so she was going to move forward and then move back to her little spot. Like, dang it.
No problem. Okay.
Crap. So yeah, these things are in complete control of her. They're not just gonna bite on anything they're at, are they?
You're going to need to use your action to try to break them off. Either by just breaking them all, like using your hands to just smash them on your body, swiping them to the floor so they fall. I'll need a d20 roll.
Alright, yeah, he's gonna start just flailing his arms, like trying to smash them against the oven, stopping them if they're on the ground.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. You're currently still being restrained. You take 1 point of piercing damage. Sorry, that was supposed to happen at the top of the round. As these little fucking things are just biting and nibbling all over you. Once again, Leomorn, you find yourself in a situation where you're being devoured by small things.
These are cuter things.
They are not cute! They're gnawing on me!
Well, I mean, getting eaten by cookies is kind of ironic.
Gee, I haven't noticed that one yet. Could you just help
Well,
me?
I guess the bars just love sweets.
At least it's better than
Ravenia.
the fish people.
I'm gonna try something probably silly. Hearing Rudy say it's not real, and remembering how I tried to pray to Cirrus earlier, I'm feeling like perhaps what I'm wearing is like costume she's forced upon me, and I don't want it anymore. So I'm gonna strip off these clothes that she's forced me to wear, as if I'm trying to pull off a costume that she forced upon me. This is not me.
You take off the clothes and throw them on the ground, and you are now standing naked. With your clothes on the ground. No sort of epiphany.
Rudy is now frightened of Rovanian.
You're holding a huge rolling pin. You are buck naked, and you're looking at your clothes on the ground. But there's no sort of epiphany from your idea. You feel a little bit chillier now with the clothes off.
At least I feel something. I wanted to try it.
Is that your turn?
Well, can I still attack her, or?
Yeah, I'll let you attack.
Okay, I'm gonna run out of naked and try to trip her.
Give me a d20 roll. You guys watch this naked Rovanian sort of runs in. With your strength modifier, that will work. And you grab her around the knees, crimple them together, and Zirak, you begin to feel her tip over as she falls to the ground prone.
Oh, fantastic. Am I still holding on to her?
I rub my privates against her leg.
Zirak, give me a d20 roll plus your dex mod if you.
Try to gross her out.
I'm going to say that you're still sort of holding onto her with a good grip, but you yourself aren't on her back anymore. You're kind of off to the side. I'll say on your next turn here, we're going to have we'll have another roll off as a free sort of thing to see if you can maintain the grapple.
Okay, fair enough.
I wear short for myself because I'm on her, kind of, but I can't.
Oh, it's fine. Just keep yourself there, at least close to her. I'll know.
I like that idea. I think I'll pee on her next time.
Zirak, it is your turn. Oh, my thing went away. So you lose the grip as you roll to the ground. Her clothes are just slimy and oily, and you're not able to hold on very well.
All right, so do I start my turn prone then?
You start your turn prone, and we'll say you start your turn from that.
All right, so I will, rolling off of her as she kind of shoves me away, I will stand up and, where's Valeria? Oh, she's on the other side of me. Oh, okay. I guess I'll try to stab her with my... No, I want to use my action. I can't really see much around me, but is there anything near me that I could smash the bottle against? I was going to smash the bottle a long time ago, but... Well, I don't know. 12 seconds ago. Honestly.
The staircase here.
Okay, perfect. So actually, like christening a ship. I just want to smash the bottle using my action against the staircase to try to turn it into a broken bottle that I can use.
You shatter the end off, and you have a nasty, jagged-looking bottle.
Awesome! All right, that'll be my action. I'm gonna jab this shit in her eye next round.
This is prison Zirak in full force.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I can picture Zirak over
Got a
there.
knife and broken bottle.
He picked up I'm dual wielding. I have a cheese knife in one hand and a broken bottle in the other.
I'm gonna cut you.
This is what Zirak was like as a kid.
So she's on the ground now.
She is on the ground prone.
I just want to. I want to just go and like sit on an arm and just try and keep her on the ground.
Okay. You walk over. Go ahead and roll a d20 twice. We'll take the higher of the two, since she is currently being held around the knees by Rovania. A 14 is enough to grab on and sort of hold down and pin one of her arms.
And I'm probably like, yeah, just yelling in her ear. That will be my turn.
Yeah.
So after hearing Rudy, and then kind of watching how fast Rudy moved while everyone else is kind of going in slow motion, I want to try, just from my experience with undead creatures and monsters and stuff like that, I'm trying to remember stories. I want to momentarily close my eyes and try and focus my senses to see if I hear like breathing or like sounds from back when before we dozed off, as like if we were still there.
Okay, so you're gonna try to listen for breathing noises?
I'm trying to focus my senses and tune out the fight and reimagine myself grown up and back in that cabin we were in.
And how does your expertise with undead help with this?
I'm trying to remember like stories of like the undead and things that I've heard. Because I thought he heard stories of witches before, but didn't know details. Just the folklores.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll. You're trying to tune out the fight, but it's really hard to hear over Drummond screaming and Rovanian sort of screaming and laughing as the witch is also screaming and Leomord is screaming. There's just a lot of noise currently going on, and it's hard for you to focus on what you're trying to do at the moment. There's way too much environmental stimulation going on. It's causing your brain to sort of overwork itself.
Okay, and does that take my action there?
That took your action.
Okay.
Okay, time for Valeria. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So give me a d20. We'll add your dex.
Okay.
Perfect. You get away. And the gingerbread men. Hold on, I'm going to move it really quick. Sort of missed you and have fallen onto the floor as they kind of jumped off the counter towards you.
Okay.
It is your turn.
Valeria's gonna get on top of the counter, and she's gonna see the thing of flour. So what she's gonna try to do is push that thing off of the counter and try to see if she can get the witch.
You're gonna try to push the flour onto the witch?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me a d20 roll. You'll only need like a 10. You push the flour and it poof, sending out a waft of cloud. It does rain all over her, but you do get Dromund and Rovanian in the process. The area right now, until the beginning of the next round, is lightly obscured due to the flour dust.
What happened with the flour? I'm sorry.
Valeria pushed the bag of flour off of the counter. It hit the ground and just sent flour whooshing everywhere. On Drummond's turn, on her turn, and on your turn, I'm going to ask you to do something. But so far, the area immediately around her is lightly obscured. Is that the end of your turn?
She's gonna go right here or on top, still on top of the counter, but like on top of the bread and stuff.
Okay. It is her turn. She's going to roll a d20. She passes, so she is not blinded by the flour. However, she is still currently pinned by two people. She's gonna try to break the grapple. So, Dromund, Rovanian, roll a d20. Only one of you needs to beat her to keep her grappled. She manages to break the grapple, and she's going to use half her movement to stand up, and you watch as the witch is now covered in flour, stark white, but you see Rovanian and Dromund kind of caked in flour. Rudy.
I think Rudy's going to try and help Leomorn with these gingerbread men.
Okay, so you rush over. Go ahead and give me a d20 plus your 6. You manage to get all the gingerbread men off, and they crumble and fall to the ground, relieving Leomorn of his burden.
Thank you.
So I go over and I just like hold still, and I just start like beating him, slapping him all over.
Don't hit me!
Hold still! I've almost got them!
I'm trying to hold still, they keep biting into. Oh, that's tender! That's tender!
Leomorn, the thing that gets you is how fast Rudy's hands are moving around your face. Like a kung fu master, her hands are moving like Neo, grabbing bullets out of the air. It's incredible.
How in the hell?
And then you suddenly realize that I never touched you.
Yeah, Elise.
I think she's gonna go over here towards Valian and that table. She's gonna go over here and there's a cheese on there, right? Like a little cheese wheel.
There's a big old hunkin' cheese wheel on there.
She's gonna pick that up and throw it at her.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
Like, take that, you big bully!
The cheese flies over Leomorn. You see it and turn just in time as it wishes past your face. and breaks against the ground, sending nasty, stinky blue cheese all over the. Are you gonna stay there, Elise?
Yeah. She's gonna look for other stuff to throw at her.
Leonborn, it is your turn.
She can knock her out eventually.
No problem.
Okay. So let's see. So recent things weren't real here. See if they're not. But then, just on the off chance, if I close my eyes and focus on it, just focus on myself, and that's not word. If I focus on myself, can I see if I can unlock something, see if I can't summon any type of magic that I've had before?
You can try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Just closing his eyes, hand to his chest, and just start to focus.
You focus, you squeeze, you think hard, and you just try to will it into being, and nothing happened.
Hell. Well, let's see how much I can do here. Guess frustrated, I'll keep taking my chances and try to.
That was your action. That was your action to try to do that. Are you gonna move?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a step back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
She's gonna swish out with her wooden spoon and just miss. For some reason, I have advantage. And she just misses. Rovanian, give me a d20 roll.
Of course.
Okay, 5 is good. You're not blinded by the flower dust that's kind of going as you manage to kind of close your eyes and you begin to stand up.
Okay, behind me is the fire still, right?
The fire is behind you.
Okay, I'm going to, before I attack her with it, I want to put the rolling pin in the fire and then swing it at her.
Okay, go ahead and make your d20 roll. The 14 hits. The little bit of charred, hot end of the rolling pin handle catches her and just cracks her across the face. You do 1 point of bludgeoning damage and 1 point of fire.
And then I pee on her.
Rage pee.
That gets rid of the fire damage.
This is deteriorating really fast. 0.
I'm raging in my own way as a child. This is how a child rages.
Man, if Dylan ever peed on people when he was a child, I think I would have smacked him in the face.
A barbarian child. This is how a barbarian child.
Barbarian child. I thought they just threw rocks at each other's heads like they did in Braveheart. I am a little upset that I got knocked off of the witch because I had plans for being tied up on her. But I'm going to go ahead and spend a whole nother turn hoping that nobody's going to try to knock her down again. I want to jump up on her and grapple her again, this time with my broken bottle in my hand, so I can shove that in her eye socket.
Go ahead and just give me a d20 attack roll. Just jump on her.
Damn it!
You can't, and she's definitely a lot more wary about people trying to grab her legs and jump on her back. And she kind of rebuffed you with her forearm as you tried to.
Alright, well, I'll snarl at her then, like a Wolverine, with my 2 claws, one in each hand.
Drummond.
You need something for the flower?
Give me a d20 roll. You just need a 5 or higher. Okay, you managed to keep your eyes somewhat closed and begin to stand up out of the flower.
So I think I'm going to throw my knife at her like I would if I were an adult.
Okay.
It's freaking...
Go ahead and give me a kid power. The knife sails past, sticking to the wall behind her.
Yeah, it's totally off balance, and it's way bigger than the ones I normally yeah.
She did burn her reaction, trying to get Liam.
No, I think I'm going to stay there.
Okay.
Not sure what else is it.
Stallion.
So I'm gonna pull something that I remember kids doing when I was in 5th grade. The pot that I'm wielding, I'm gonna kind of spin, kind of like how kids did with their backpacks to gain momentum, and try and use that momentum to drive the pot into her back.
Oh, you're using Rudy's spinning blade of death trick?
Say that again.
Oh, Rudy,
Yeah, but more like spinning pot attack.
I'm spinning to gain momentum and then driving the pot into her back.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. A 16 definitely hits, and crack, and you watch as she arches her back. The momentum helping, doing 2 points of bludgeoning damage. She's looking pretty beat up right now.
After I strike her, I actually noticing something behind me. I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna kind of prepare to toss some of these bottles.
Okay. Valeria.
Okay, I guess Valeria's gonna try to jump her from the counter.
Okay, Macho Man style. Oh, really quick? Elise, give me a d20 roll. As the gingerbread men come and try to jump.
Yeah, she just is not taking my taunts.
You manage to jump out of the way, and the gingerbread men fall to the ground and shatter. Valeria, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. It's funny, isn't it? She's not... It almost seems mechanical in her movements. So you jump off the counter and miss, and I'm going to say you land here.
Alright.
Dang, it's like doing a belly flop with your belly facing the water when you were a kid. You're like, oh!
Ow!
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is her turn. She's going to pull out her rucksack. And she is going to attack with the rucksack against Rovanian.
All right,
Rovanian, go ahead.
Please succeed.
Hilarious.
Give me a d20 roll, Rovanian.
I have Dex too, by the way.
So she drops the rucksack over your head, and you reappear. You guys watch as Rovanian just disappears. And you reappear here. And then she's going to take her wooden spoon, and seeing as Valeria is behind her and still breathing, she's going to whip out and try to hit Valeria, who's trying to sneak behind her. With a 19, Valeria, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as she cracks you again in the side of the head. Naughty children!
Oh my god, I am seeing these big bumps on Valeria's little head from being hit with this wooden spoon, and Zarak is raging right now. Like, he's furious.
Rude.
Is this pot of soup still there?
The pot of soup is all over the floor.
Could you tell me what else is on these counters?
Really quickly, this knife is gone. The pestle inside the mortar is gone, but there are some clay plates, another cutting board. You see inside a pot here sitting that there's another sort of ladle. This flagon is still there. However, this wooden spoon is gone. This is gone. This pot of this bag of flour is on the ground. You can see that there's more like stoneware over here. This bottle is gone, and so is the knife next to the cheese plate.
And the cheese is gone.
Exactly what I need. I'm going to disengage, and I'm going to run over, and I'm going to retrieve my smashing board.
Okay. You grab another cutting board off of this one that has not been used yet.
And then I shift that into the shield formation.
Okay, sounds good.
And that will
Are
be
you
my
gonna
turn.
move? Are you gonna move back? Or are you gonna stay there?
Is there something else that I can grab besides the cutting board? Can I grab 2 items?
I mean, I say you can, with your use an object action, you can probably grab the spoon out of the pot. And you can have a cutting board and a wooden spoon.
I would like to grab the cutting board and then throw the wooden spoon at her.
You used your action to disengage.
That is
so you
true.
you can pick them both up and then you have them both in your hand.
I'm just. Could I fill the spoon with one of these material? One of these cooking.
You want to dip it in like the soup and get ready to fling that at her? Or, I mean, you can walk up to the fire and fill it with coals. So I mean, it's up.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Elise.
Elise is going to. I think that's a piece of circle stone right behind the cheese blow, right?
It is a stone plate. It is quite heavy. It does have some heft to it.
Before she does that, can she like crawl up on top of the table?
You most certainly can.
All right, so she's gonna crawl up on top of the table, see if she can get a better angle, and be like diagonal.
Dude, you could jump at her like if you were stage diving into a mosh pit. Just jump off the
like I
table.
said, and do that whole belly flop thing.
What are you gonna do, Elise?
She's gonna grab that stone plate and see if she can. You know what? She's gonna see if she can jump and crack it over her head. Jump off the table.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say that to hit is gonna go a little bit higher on this one, just because it's something quite heavy. But go ahead, give me a d20 roll. And we'll see what happens.
She's gonna like hold it above her head type of thing and jump and kind of. Okay. D20.
Okay, give me another d20 roll. Okay. You managed to jump off, but the plate is quite heavy and you weren't ready for it. The table kind of shifts underneath you, and you miss her. You land on the ground, and your knee kind of gives from the weight of you landing. And you fall and you land on your knee, but you're able to kind of pop back up really quick, still holding on to that heavy stone plate. And we'll say that's the end of your turn there. Leamorn.
Okay. I was trying to think of something right now. I don't know what. Well, seeing how she turned to Valeria, could I, like, run at her and, like, not only try to get, like, a grasp on her back, but, like, use the knife to plunge it in?
Yeah, you can. You're just gonna run up and attack her? You can definitely do that.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you know, try to, like cling onto her and use that knife for leverage.
Well, you can give me a grapple check, and we can just say that the knife is there for flavor. But you won't deal any damage with the grapple. You'll just grapple her and sort of kind of be there for her to deal with.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna run up while she's facing Valeria and just
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll. You managed to sort of run up, grab her around the waist.
Hold on, that's not a correct roll.
Oh,
Wait, what?
You need to roll a d20.
I
Roll
did.
d20.
I did. I typed in roll /d20 and it.
It's saying rolling 20, so it gave you a 20 automatically. So you need to make
You
sure the
have to
d20
press
is-
slash roll, not roll /d20.
If you're having issues with that, if you look over to the left, you should have a bar, and there should be a d20 dice. When you double click on it, it opens up a dice rolling menu that you can use, so you don't have to keep typing /roll d20.
I don't see that. Do I have to hit a special setting to
It's
see
under.
that?
There's a little D20 symbol underneath the measuring stick.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never noticed that shit there before.
That way you don't have to roll.
Neither did I.
You managed to run up. You managed to run up and you cling around her waist, and you have a hold of her and you have her grappled.
Oh, crap. Wrong spot. Alright.
Okay, Rovanian.
Okay.
You find yourself in a room slick with blood. You look about, there is a pile of what seems to be intestines, offal. On one side of the room, you see that there is a large wooden stump with a bloody axe. There's a pitchfork, there's a shovel, and just a lot of dead things.
But there's no doors or anything?
There is a door right here. I'll say you test the handle, it is locked.
Okay, so actually, since I'm stuck here for right now, actually, based on how she's been acting, you said she's been acting wooden, and the way this has been framed, it just almost seems like a very bad story. And I remember that child liked stories. I just wondered if we're actually in some kind of story that child was trying to tell. Like, it's like
It wasn't just the child, that there was something specific he said.
he likes
You
horror
remember
stories.
that he looked
he likes,
right at Valeria.
Yeah, want a scary
He
story.
told Valeria, I really like your
like-
story.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
you
that
guys fall
too.
asleep. So go ahead
But-
and give me a d20 roll. We're going to add 3 to this, and whatever your wisdom modifier is.
Oh God, no, it's just 9 then. I swear I cannot roll high for the life of me today.
Okay, so d20 plus 3. We'll see. Yeah, you like that, Ken? She played it perfect.
Yeah, I'm actually giving you both props. You guys, I see it now. It's fucking right in my face. But oh my god, it's like the two of you planned this shit. That is such an awesome plot twist. I love that. I don't know if you guys planned it, but if you didn't, Carla, hats off. You're a fucking
We
great.
definitely didn't plan it, but it was one of her knives she gave me. That was your 6
awesome.
plus 3. You needed a 10, but you're on the verge of something as you're sort of looking around. You begin to sort of pinch yourself and sort of move. You can feel the haze starting to lift. I'm going to say right now, in 2 rounds, the haze around you will lift, and you'll be back to your full senses. But you can sort of feel yourself moving a bit faster, but just with that low roll of 6, it's not wearing off as fast as you had hoped.
Am I allowed to at least pick up this axe that's here?
Oh, you're definitely allowed to pick that up, but that'll be your action to wrench that free.
Okay.
And it is a stalwart woodman's axe, and it is heavy.
Okay.
Zirak.
Alright, sorry, I'm still kind of in awe. I'm glad that I roleplayed off that hint too. That made
I just need you guys to like phrase it, because I'm looking for keywords in what you say. If you hit
I
one
gotcha.
of those keywords, then I'm gonna go.
Well, I'm gonna leave that to you guys for the most part, because I am totally wrapped up in playing Zarak like a little mini Wolverine right now. pissed off that Valeria is getting beat up in the head.
He's got 3
This
broken
wooden
bottles in his chest.
I do. I am playing Zirak like a prison
I think
thug
we
right
all
now.
got caught up in the fact that we were like, oh well, I guess we're playing our kid selves.
Yeah.
No, he's got
I am,
a bottle on each finger.
I am going to just straight up. I'm going to straight up cut a bitch with my broken bottle because I wanted to stop hitting
Get her
Valeria.
in the eyes. Get her in the
So
eyes.
yeah, I'm just going to stab at her.
Zirak casts prison shift.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stab her in the eyes. Stab her in the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's my
Right
attack
into
with
her.
my broken bottle.
Right into her kidney, and you stab it in and turn it. You do 2 points of piercing.
I love it. All right, and I say, leave her alone. And as I twist the bottle and then, pull it out and get ready to stab her again. I am just in a little bit of enraged. I don't want her to hit Valeria again.
I think I'm gonna try and trip again. I like it when she was blow.
Okay, go ahead and give me a kid power. 13 is what you needed. You managed to grab a hold of her and bowl her over, and you both fall prone to the...
And then, can I use my movement to stand back?
Okay, you let go of the grapple and stand up? Absolutely.
Oh. I think I didn't know let go of the grapple. We'll maintain grapple.
Okay, so you're just going to sort of hold on and hug her legs again?
Yep.
Definitely. Thalion?
I was going to throw these, but seeing that she's on the ground, I just grabbed one of the bottles. I'm like, hold her still! I'm gonna rush up and
We're trying!
kind of do that. You know how a kid kind of does that little Superman jump into the downward swing? I'm gonna do that with
Two-handed, just bottle to the back of the head. Give me a d20 roll with advantage. A 17 definitely hits, and you shatter it all over her, and you have the acrid scent of hard liquor inside the bottle shatter all over her body.
They're on fire!
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Now that I know that, like, she's thinking, does this place look familiar to her? But all of a sudden, she's like, "Wait, I mean, this room."
Give me a d20 roll plus 3 plus whatever wisdom you have.
20 plus 3.
This is gonna take your action.
Is plus 3. Okay.
Okay, so give me a d20 plus 6. This place looks familiar. The little girl that was in the cage with Leomorn that you saw for but a brief moment when you got close reminded you of someone, and now it hits you. It was the girl that set you free the last time you found yourself here in this place, smelling of sweets and listening to the sounds of children screaming as they were being butchered and cooked. You begin to feel, with that realization, the fog lifting from your hands. The trembling begins to slow. As you've mastered this before, you're not going to let it do it again. In the next round, the haze will be gone.
Okay.
And I thought I had her.
Would you like to move?
She's gonna go next to Thalion.
Okay. It is her turn. she is just going to attack at disadvantage. She's going to reach into her pocket, and she is going to throw candy in an arc. Here, I need Elise, Stallion, Valeria, and Zirak to give me d20 rolls.
I'm preparing myself to use my inspiration on this.
Okay. So roll twice. Okay. The 10 would have succeeded, but you played it safe and you got it. Valeria, you rolled an 11. So you're good. Zirak and Elise, you immediately drop what's in your hands, fall to the ground on your hands and knees, and you begin to shovel this delicious, delicious candy into your mouth. As you were hit with the candy trap.
Like Hansel and Gretel.
And she is going to attack... Would a prone person get to attack another prone person at regular? Or would it just be at disadvantage? Ken?
No, you still have the prone condition, so you still have disadvantage.
Okay, she's going to try to hit Drummond with her wooden spoon. An 11, but I still think that misses with Drummond's dexterity.
How's that calculate?
It's 10 plus your natural dex that you have. So
13.
That's what I'm using for your guys, since you're not wearing armor. So that definitely misses as she hits the ground as you kind of roll out of the way, holding onto her legs, like trying to do the gator and like move her legs around. Rudy, it is your turn. She is still prone.
Rudy is going to drop that coal and spoon because she has a better idea.
Hit her now.
She's going to come over here. She's going to climb up onto the counter, and then she is going to be like, tombstone drop. And with her cutting board, she will leap off and onto Delarosa.
Give me a d20 plus 6.
And I will take my inspiration on this.
Okay.
Does he have advantage because they're still prone?
Yes. But you don't need to use your inspiration because she's prone.
Okay, that's what
so
I was.
Hold on to that. And go ahead. Do you have a plus 6 attack on your character? Just go ahead and click advantage on your character sheet, and then we'll just minus the plus 2 magic item off your sword. A 24 will definitely hit. And you crack her right on the head. That hurt really bad. She's going to take... Whoops, should be 3. She took 4 points of bludgeoning damage. She's not looking good. She's bleeding all over the place, but it's not like red blood. It's just this thick black, almost maple syrupy molasses colored liquid that's just sort of dripping all over her face as she's beginning to start to cackle, and her eyes are starting to bulge out. Is that the...
Yes.
It's going to explode.
Elise, give me a d20. Marcy?
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Give me a d20 roll, please.
Get off. What? Okay. Get. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by dogs.
You manage to spit out this candy, and you're looking at it, and it's not really candy.
Oh God,
you're looking down into your hands, and you're seeing like bug larvae and cockroaches, and you're beginning to like spit it out and like get and stand up out of it. You have 15 feet of movement left, and I'm going to say that you can go ahead and make your regular action.
Okay. I can't really tell what the heck that is. I think that's another bowl that's just right there next to her, right?
Yep, there's these ones are far smaller than the large plate you picked up, but it does have some heft, but it's definitely a lot more wieldable.
Okay, yeah, she's just gonna grab one of those and just like, kind of one of those reactionary where she like gets up and just grabs it and is like, ew, and throws it at her.
Okay, give me a d20 roll as you. But this will be a disadvantage because she is under the ground, unless you want to just take it and smash it into the side of her.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So she's. Yeah.
Okay, so roll d20 twice. We'll take the higher of the two.
Okay.
My dog Bunny says hi, as you can tell.
The 11 just misses as you sort of bring it down, and she sort of moves out of the way, and you boom smash a hole through the floorboard, and bring the ball back up, and you're ready to do some damage in the next round.
Yeah. As Elisa's like, didn't realize I was that strong.
Leomorn, you're currently holding on to her waist. You are prone, along with her. As Droman came in, you both kind of tipped her over. What would you like to do?
I am going to go for the knife, and I am going to plunge it right in her spine.
I'm going to say that you stand up, letting go of the grapple, and then you pick the knife up, very ceremonial style, and try to drive it into her back. So give me 2 d20 rolls. We'll take the higher.
Okay. Sorry for the dog, guys. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
That's Bunny using her big girl voice. No, wait, that's not what I.
Okay,
All
so
right.
we'll take the 17, and you definitely drive it into her back and wrench it, doing 2 points of piercing, or 1 point of piercing.
Why did he roll 2 d20s?
Well, because he had advantage. He stood up and she's prone.
Man.
Okay. At the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna be able to do.
Rovanian, the veil is slowly lifting and lifting. You can now add 3 to any d20 roll that you make. You have the axe in your hand, or you're just going to break through that?
Try to break through the door is all I can do.
Give me a d20 plus 3. Boom! Right off the hinge. You guys turn around quickly as you watch Rovanian step through this broken door holding a big axe.
I can't get out though.
Hold on, give me a second, I gotta switch it.
Naked Ravanian with a big axe.
Covered in blood, by the way.
Here's Johnny!
I was gonna say you're trying to open the door with the axe, but it's like gunk.
Rovanian, you walk out covered in blood, holding an axe. You notice that Zirak is on the ground, shoveling things into his mouth. The witch is prone. Droman is hanging on to her. Leomorn is currently standing above her, holding a knife, stabbing at her in the back. You still have movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to her.
Okay. Zirak, give me a d20 roll, please. You look and you are shoveling bugs into your mouth.
Okay, so I'm glad that you said that, because I was going to role play this out a little bit. I mentioned up above there in chat that my intellect is starting to gnaw at the back of my mindless rage that I'm feeling, and I was going to take a moment to look at my clothes, to look at what I was doing, and I'm on my hands and knees, and I thought I was shoveling candy into my mouth after just being in a fury and sticking a bottle into a witch, and climbing on her and getting tossed off. So the whole absurdity of the situation, like, it's playing out in my head. All of a sudden I'm having all these flashbacks, and you said that we were children, but we have our adult minds, like our intellect.
Yeah.
So I start to let that catch up to me. And now that I see that I'm shoveling bugs in my mouth, I absolutely feel like the person who, and I don't know who it was, but shouted out, "This isn't real," earlier is now kind of reverberating through Zirak's mind. And I would like to take a moment to disbelieve it, like wake up from the dream. I want to try to shake myself awake and say to myself, this can't be real. I'm eating bugs on my hands and knees. This is absurd. And try to disbelieve the illusion or the fantasy or the dream.
We're going to use the 17 roll as you had this epiphany as you were sort of shoveling this into your mouth. And the glass kind of shatters. And that 17 plus 3 is a 20, which is enough for you to gain your faculties. And now you feel the fog lifting, and your movements feel light. You feel normal. There's no more fog in your head. The feeling of cotton is gone. You're seeing with clarity, and you're moving. You are in full control of yourself.
Excellent. So I'm assuming that's my action to break free from the.
Yes.
Okay, so that's fair. I agree with that. I will use the rest of my movement to stand up, but instead of just simply standing up, I am rising up. Even though I might only be 3 feet tall, because I might still be a kid, I am like broad-shouldered, rising up strong, and I will just try to reach out with my mind and see if I can touch the weave.
Puff out his chest like Superman style, like.
Tendrils begin to extend from your mind. You can feel it, but it's like trying to touch smoke on the other side of glass. It is so tantalizingly close, but you can't get to it.
Okay. So I'm still I'm gaining in confidence. Like I know I'm almost there. I just have to keep pushing at this glass. But that'll end my turn. I like that. That's a fantastic moment. You're gonna get it now, witch.
If she
survives. If I have to use my action to maintain the grapple, I'd like to do that.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's easy enough. Like you can feel her slowing down and losing energy. There's a pool of black ichor just spreading from her around as you see it sort of coming towards you a little bit on the ground as it keeps seeping out in this pool. If you're going to use your action to just keep a hold of her, I'm going to say you still have her in a grapple.
Okay, I'm going to do that then. I got her, you guys. I got her. I'm going to hold
Thalion.
Thalion is going to I shattered the bottle on her. Now I'm going to use the pot that's in my other hand. I'm going to kind of jump up and then drive that down into the head.
Okay. Give me a d20. The 15 hits as you crack her, doing a point of bludgeoning. She is barely holding on. Valeria, finish her off.
Okay.
Got this.
This is divine justice. You feel you're in full control of your body now as you're looking at this symbol of the enmity of your hate, the thing that drove a wedge into the relationship with you and your family, this thing that haunts your every move, on the ground, ready to be abolished and destroyed.
Right. I'm gonna just go and punch her. I guess that's.
So with the pestle in your hand, you run up and you just take it and smash down. This will be a D20 plus your +3 plus either your dex or strength. I leave it up to you.
I'll go with strength since I don't have any dex.
Okay.
Okay. So +4.
She's still prone, right?
She is prone, so you have advantage.
All right.
The 23 will hit. Roll again just for fun. The 19 would have hit too, and you take this, you grab the thick end of the mortar, or the pestle, and you crack it right into her temple. And like an egg breaking, it just gives way and kind of splatters on the ground.
It's like, I'll never let this happen to me ever again.
guys watch as the body begins to slowly break apart and melt, seeping into the floorboards, dripping through the cracks, disappearing. You all are standing there. Those of you who are looking around and you see Rudy, Rovanian, Zirak, and Valerian, they're moving with incredible speed. You can barely keep up as you move your head. And those of you with the clarity are now looking about, and you're looking and you're watching as, almost in slow motion, your friends are trying to move their head along with you, realizing how slow they're moving. Almost as if they're in water. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna start exploring this house.
I would like to turn. I would like to turn down towards the stairwell and call out for Quinn.
You
Quinn,
call out.
Are you down there?
And there's no response.
I approach one of the ones who's walking slow. I guess I'll approach. Who's still walking slow? Is Zarek, Thalion, and
I think it's Thalion, myself.
We should have symbols. Whoever's in light can have a symbol.
I'll approach Liamorn and I'll say to him, hopefully he understands, I'm going so fast, that think of this as a bad story and try to wake out of it.
How do I wake out of something?
It's just a story. It's a horror. It's Valeria's horror story.
I hate horror stories.
Drummond, there is a door there that is locked.
Did you say this out loud, Vanyan?
Yes, I do.
Say it's a horror story, so if I focus on it, so now and Leo.
I need Liamorn, Thalion, and Lee. Give me D20.
It's just like rehearsing a play.
You have that jagged piece of metal, Drummond.
Not real.
As you look at this jagged piece of metal, you're like, this would never unlock anything, but somehow you've been unlocking all these locks with this jagged piece of metal.
I'm gonna gather my clothes back up, by the way, in case they turn into my real clothes.
yes, please. I don't want to see.
I'm gonna get dressed again.
You guys walk over towards this room, and immediately the smell hits you as it's kind of beginning to waft out, and there you see strings of intestines.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good room.
Skulls bloodied, cleaved, bodies cut, bones strewn everywhere, and just stained dark with old blood, and then splashes of brand new blood covering over it.
I want to grab the pitchfork, I think it is.
Okay.
Hey, you guys. This to be my story, or I guess. Well, this is my story, I guess.
What do you mean by that, Valeria?
What kind of story has this?
Happened to me when I was a kid. I was taken from my family. I was set free. This girl set me free. I was able to escape.
I thought my
On a horse.
childhood was horrific.
Horses around here. You just need to get out of here.
Valeria, was Quinn in your story as well? The little boy in the cage? He's not answering.
I don't know so well. I know there was other kids. I just remember the girl. I don't know about the boy.
You remember that the girl let you out, and you ran and left everyone behind.
So the little boy got ate. He got turned into a stew. Okay. I want to go look at the door where the witch came from.
You see Drummond is there sort of trying to work away at the lock, but he seems to be having a difficult time trying to pry this particular door.
I wish there was some way I could help, Drummond, but my connection to magic is still blocked by some thin glass pane. It feels like I should be able to break it soon enough, but
you
for
can
now,
feel it's almost like static electricity, Zirak. You can feel it buzzing around your body, but you can't tap into it, and it is the most infuriating feeling.
oh yeah, I'm beginning to delve into my Wolverine personality again.
Can I use the axe?
Ooh, that's one good idea. I'm going to step back when the barbarian child comes up with a big giant axe.
You run up, trousers on, shirt still off, and boom! You hit the door, and there's a small dent as it sort of breaks in. You notice here, Thalion, that there's another door right here as well.
Right where?
Right here.
I don't see you pinging anywhere. Or is that it?
Oh, it's directly south of you. Sorry, I'm pinging in the light mode here.
I wanna try to open that door.
This door opens. It is unlocked. It is just open.
Can I keep working on this door while they explore that?
You crack. It gets a little bit. The dent gets a little bit bigger, and you keep 5 times. Give me a d20 roll, +3 plus your strength.
My non-glove strength, right?
Your non-glove strength.
+3 plus strength.
Yep.
Examining the room up here, is there anything of notice other than the gore?
It is quite disgusting as you step into this room. You notice that there is a recipe book, and you look into it, and it seems to be her own recipes on how to cook all these children. You look and you see thick, fat steaks lining a table, bowls of fresh blood. You look and you see the little boy that was taken on the table, half butchered, bones strewn on the ground, buckets of offals and brains and eyes. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Just straight from the character sheet here?
Yeah, sure. You begin to throw up, and it's incredibly disgusting. Thalion, you begin to step in, and there seems to be a shop front as you move. It smells like sweets.
Anyway.
You break through the door. It is open. Rovanian, as you step in, you see a table that's just covered in candles. It looks like candles have melted and been stacked on top of each other for hundreds of years. A nasty old stained bed. What seems to be a chest in the corner.
No, Valeria, don't go in there.
Valeria, give me a Constitution saving throw. Thalion, you're looking at what seems to be piles and piles of baked sweets, candied sweets, little white marshmallows. It smells incredible. However, there is a large door at the very end.
Everybody in here.
Wait, no, I yelled for Drummond first for this chest.
I don't feel so good.
Drummond, you want to come check this chest lock?
The chest is unlocked. There's no lock on it.
Oh, we want to check for traps?
Mark, can I grab this candle and light it in the coals?
Oh yeah, the candle should be lit. They should be giving off some light.
Alright, I'm going to take that with us.
Okay, no problem.
If Rovanian wants me to look for traps, I can check for traps.
Okay, go ahead and move over and give me an investigation check.
Like off the sheet, or just 20 steps?
Go ahead and give me off the sheet. You look around and there's no physical traps that you can see.
Okay, I'll risk opening it then. So that
You open it? As darkness rises, Drummond, you watch as something grabs onto Rovanian, grabs him into the chest, and the chest closes. Rovanian, you
I'm gone!
Everybody, the chest ate Rovanian.
Well, it's Miss, right? You said.
Wait, what? The chest ate Rovanian?
He was right here. You opened the chest and the chest sucked him in. I'm gonna go grab a knife.
Oh god. Not
This is
another
for
monster.
real.
Okay, you go and you grab.
Monster.
You go ahead and grab a knife. You grab the knife that was sticking out of the wall that you threw before.
Yeah, I gotta get my lucky knife.
And this must not be the exit. But then where'd Rovanian go?
Mark, is there anything up here that I can use to make light?
Drummond said that the chest ate Rovanian. So I'm guessing he opened it and got sucked in? I guess?
So there is plenty of stuff, Zirak. You
If there's a
smell.
stove, maybe I can open it and find
There's a
some
stove?
embers.
You smell what seems to be alcohol staining the ground around a broken bottle. You look back here and you see that one of the bottles is missing. So you have alcohol at your disposal to sort of make a torch. If you can find a cloth, wrap it on a stick, soak it, you're good to go.
Yeah, I would like to spend my time doing that, and then so I can have some light. And those of us who can't see very well will now have all the light.
And I just took off the dynamic lighting so you guys should be able to see everything.
Yeah, because Rudy also has a candle that she's carrying too.
Okay, Rudy, you walk up to the chest.
I would like to examine the chest.
You look at the chest and it seems just like a regular old rusted footlocker. There's no symbols that you can discern on it. It's just this old iron-banded old wood.
Is there a lock
Yeah.
to it?
There's no lock on it. And you just heard that Drummond say the chest ate Rovanian.
Rovanian, can you hear me?
I don't think I can.
Everything around you is pitch black Rovanian. There's a smell in your nose. It smells like smoke. Your skin feels hot.
Can I reach around looking for something?
You can't move. It's strange. But you can definitely smell smoke. You can feel the fire. You feel groggy.
I have a theory, everyone, if you guys will listen. So,
I'm willing to listen to your theory, even if it is ridiculous.
if this is a bad story or retelling, then it's like walking through a nightmare and maybe there are different exits into another part of this story. I found a
Wow,
large
this is
door
hilarious.
as well as it sounds like that chest may have been an exit. And I also found a large door in this room here. Maybe they lead to another part of the story.
If this is Valeria's story, how did she get out?
They said the girl helped me out. I don't know which way she went. It's been so long. Through
Hold
the
on,
door.
Rovanian, we're trying to figure this out.
I'm gonna start thinking maybe it's still not real because I mean I can't get out and it's unusual. I'm gonna close my eyes
If
and
it's
reach
a
out to the
dream-
door.
Sorry. I'll go ahead first. You first.
Well, it's basically all I can really do. I'm gonna try to pretend like maybe the fire isn't just in my mind and just try to blot it out. It's another story.
You're trying to blot it out. The heat is there, and it's growing more and more oppressive. You can swear you're hearing screaming, but it's muffled somewhere off in the background.
Okay, Thalion, stop running away, because way back in the hallway when I was standing next to you, before you moved around the whole map, I was going to roleplay that if my response to you saying maybe this is a dream and there's different exits, I said, if this is like a dream, perhaps one can just wake another one up if I slap you across the face, and I want to quickly slap Thalion across the face.
I'm gonna try to will myself out.
Do you let him slap you?
I'll let him slap me.
You take a point of damage as you get slapped. No epiphanies. It kind of...
Well, I still feel like I'm dreaming. Are you dreaming? Did you wake up?
Well, if we're both in the dream, I don't think you can slap me awake from within the dream.
Well, I had to try something.
I'm going to see if this large door will open.
You walk up to the large door. You turn the handle. And you begin to pull it open. And outside, you look at an idyllic countryside woods. Standing out front is a tied up roan stallion that's sort of hitched to a post.
Dude, it's Valeria's horse.
Ride, Valeria. Ride away and end this story.
Want to get out. That's how I just, that's how I got out. Through that door.
Maybe for us to get out of this, it requires you to escape the way you did in real life.
I'd like to try and step outside.
You watch as Rudy takes a step outside and she vanishes from them.
Bye, guys.
Oh, she vanished? I immediately charge and jump outside.
Almost as if stepping through a mirage, it sort of bubbles and then it straightens back up again. And you watch as Zirak pushes past and he vanishes.
Wait, we should probably grab that chest so we can...
I don't think we need it. We just gotta get out of here. That has no value. This is just a dream.
But isn't Rovanian in there?
You start to hear what sounds like footsteps. Naughty children don't get their cookies.
What?
I'm still looking
Okay,
for the
that's gonna make police book it out the door.
You're watching now as the floorboards are being torn asunder as this large black hand crunches on top, and you watch as this oozing black face begins to pull it up, those of you that are still left, as the mouth distends open and it starts chomping on the floorboards, making its way toward.
Okay, I grab her and I'm like, okay, I'm taking you guys on your word for it that it just requires us going
You
through.
could grab the chest and bring it with you.
I'm taking a plate with me.
Elise already put it.
You grab a
Valeria's
plate,
already
all of you guys run through the door, and then suddenly you all awaken, and you look around, and the house that you remember being in with the child is on fire. There's heat. You begin to move around. You're still wearing all your armor. Your weapons are about you. You look on the ground, and there you see Rovanian, stiff as a board, laying on the ground. Not moving, but he's breathing. His chest is moving. Outside, you hear screaming and what sounds like a little child laughing and having the most fun he's ever had. And that's where we're going to leave it off today.
Oh, because everyone ran off.
Next week, I get to slap Rovanian in the face to wake him up.
I do apologize. This was something that I designed a long time ago when this group was still small.
You don't have to apologize. That was so awesome.
No, it was something I designed a long time ago to go with Valeria's story. But the numbers and chance were against me the more this group has grown to 8. So I wasn't going to leave it up to a roll, which is kind of why I kind of railroaded you guys into this, and I kind of apologize. But it was really something I wanted to do. Just because I wanted to play this ridiculous witch that spit out caramel and threw candy on the ground. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
It was still awesome. You don't need to apologize.
I like the mechanics to the witch. That was great. I was like, yep, Hansel and Gretel vibes right here.
Rudy wants to become proficient with cutting boards now.
So, those of you below half hit points, you have 2 points of exhaustion as you wake up from this dream. The adrenaline rush and everything that was happening to you. So that is Leomorn and Valyria. And Rovanian got sucked into the chest, and he is currently sitting at 3 points of exhaustion, passed out on the ground. Rovanian, you can hear them starting to move and scream and wonder what's going on, but everything in your head feels muffled, like you're tired, like you're back in that dream. There's something that's kind of keeping you down at the moment. And that's where we're all going to pick up next Tuesday. I honestly thought you guys were just going to blow through this and like light her on fire and like grab Pepper and throw it in her eyes kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, it's going to be great because this is my Home Alone encounter. So like,
that's exactly how the scene played out in my mind, where a bunch of except it was, a bunch of Kevin McAllisters tackling Joe Pesci. That was an awesome scene. I love the way it played out.
So you guys did amazing. I love the ideas everybody was coming up with. The Rudy spinning attacks were
hilarious.
Awesome. So,
oh my god!
Naked Rovanian busting out of the room with an axe.
Your ex-gangster bottle breaking.
Hilarious
I loved
episode. Most hilarious second to the face circle episode.
Broken glass, fisted Zirak. Like it was just phenomenal. That was a lot of fun.
So am I basically dying because I'm getting all this exhaustion, or what's going on?
You have 3 points of exhaustion from looking in the greedy chest. You realize that this was a dream, that you were dreaming, yet for some reason you took yourself over to this chest, hoping to find treasure.
Actually, I was hoping for like a secret. I was hoping to find like some kind of secret exit, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you went towards the chest that wasn't locked and not clearly trapped, and you got sucked back in. You did exit the dream, but now you're sort of tired. Like it took a serious toll on you, and you're sort of struggling right now with exhaustion. Yeah, so, no, it's my own little thing. You guys will have exhaustion, even though you didn't lose it's mental damage, Ken. Mental damage. I didn't want to, because it's going to get pretty hairy here in the next one. So
yeah. So if we didn't lose any health, am I starting with 1 level of exhaustion?
Those of you that didn't lose health, don't. Those of you that didn't take damage don't suffer any sort of points of exhaustion.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm figuring out. So
yeah,
you would have suffered damage at all and taken a hit. You would have had 1 point of exhaustion when you came out. Those people, unlucky enough to have low hit points that got sucked below, came out with 2, and those who got sucked into the chest start with 3.
Okay, that's how. Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. We'll just say, just to move you guys there really quick, this is what you guys see.
Holy.
The town of Ursdale is on fire. So
I see total darkness.
There we go.
yeah, I see all black.
no. These are old tokens.
You might want to try zooming out, because it did that to me too. It showed black, and then I zoomed out, and I was like, oh, there we go. I can see everything.
Yeah, I did that. I just think my token doesn't have sight yet.
Alright.
Still total darkness.
Give me a quick second.
Yeah, Mark's fixing that, guys.
Oh. It's because Lovecraft is there.
I'm wondering, like, one of the first things I want to do is that little boy had mentioned something about the stranger, the guy with the sword that we saw. I wonder if he's out here. I'm wondering where the connection is for that.
He felt oddly attached to trying to find this wandering stranger.
Yeah,
Right, I remember that,
He's
but
been very adamant
we had the
about it.
impression that the stranger was good and helpful, and this little boy is definitely not. Oh,
Yeah,
there, now I see
feel like
that.
I feel like this little boy is the one that's been doing all the fire, while maybe perhaps that wandering stranger is helping him or something, or trying to stop him. I don't know.
So we're just saying that as of right now, you guys are inside this small abandoned hut, and you can hear what sounds like screaming on the outside, and the sound of a young boy just cackling and laughing. As things are sounding like they're exploding and buildings are falling, absolute mayhem outside.
And scene. That's a good one. I like that.
Interesting.
Everybody's having a good times. So yeah, that was. I had a lot of fun. I can't wait to see everybody next Tuesday. I don't think we have any other we don't have any sessions this weekend, do we?
No.
Nope, there's no games this weekend. Dylan is in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Like the play, not in the state. He's in the pit orchestra, so that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend.
Right on, guys. Thank you all very much, and I will see you next time.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good day.
Good night.
That IT